Yo, what is going on? This isn't gonna be a long stream. This is probably going to be like a pretty short stream. But the intention is after the Meister Gauntlet 1 tournament, I wanted to do some VOD reviews. I'm gonna be VOD reviewing essentially, hopefully, ideally, nearly everybody's matches. Giving some tips, some insight, some information. I'm here with CG, and the goal is, provide information, educational and shit. Hopefully later on Saito and Fenix might join, but as of right now they're MIA. So yeah, let's go. Yo, what's good, CG?
What's up?
Oh, yes, okay. So, Ryan, do you want to do the review, the VODs in order?
Sure. We can go in order.
Alright. Oh my god, I have to scroll down through all these VODs again.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah, let's get Guesheon. I'm gonna move the chat. Actually, the chat is just the intermission screen. Oh wait, did I scroll past the games? Oh god. No, 28th. It was after, I think. Wait, am I stupid? Or was it tournament on the 27th? There it is. Okay, okay. So this is the first match. You said you wanted to look at Aria's POV first off, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Maybe wait that Discord stream so I can see it.
Oh, I'm stupid. I forgot to stream on Discord, oh my god.
Alright.
Hold on.
Yeah, I want to look at Aria's POV first just to point out some good things and maybe some things to work on, and then we can look at the other POVs maybe to see if they have anything to work on. Alright, so Full Cloth being in buff, I do like trying to keep them like next to the wall.
Yeah, definitely like putting lots of pressure on them, like not giving them much space to move.
Yeah. Eating that punish is kind of unfortunate. Right here, I think that if you're X1, you need to start playing a little passive, even though Full Cloth is out of buffs. You gotta back up and preserve the health situation, which we're kind of seeing. I mean, Rex went down, so it's not that bad. But that is way too much boost on cover, I think.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that was the right play though. Rex ignoring the when Deathscythe and Rex were Deathscythe and Full Cloth interact, and Rex completely ignored the X1 and opted to go for the Full Cloth.
Yeah, I think if Rex went for X1 there, like things could have gotten messy. Which is why I think that like just kind of backing off to preserve the health might have been a little bit better. I mean, either way, like when Full Cloth dies, like the way you have to look at this matchup, if Full Cloth doesn't burst first life, like your time to be back in the game as a team is on Full Cloth's max life.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of like good cover. It saw some like big combos. I think that you shouldn't always go into BC derivative when you hit the slam, because it is like you're spending a lot of time basically standing still, which gives them time to come over and cut. I think just like maybe ending with like whip sometimes is fine.
I kind of wanted to see. Hold on, wait, my brother's calling me. I'm so sorry. Give me a second.
No worries. Okay. Alright. I know Guesheon's here, so we can also just look at Guesheon's POV as well if we want, since I know that she will be able to hear. Good old Melty Blood soundtrack.
My apologies, I returned. Alright,
Welcome back.
thank you. I wanted to see L and Gatorade's POV in this.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, because I feel like they've got some stuff. Who do you want to see first, L or Gatorade?
Let's see L first. I think that Rex is a little easier to understand.
I think yeah, that's right. It's okay.
Yeah.
I think that in itself
Yeah.
a really fucked situation, because you know how Rex is like laugh made and shit, and Rex, from what I've gathered, I've not like played too much of Rex. I've only got 2 stars on it, but it does not like green lock, because green lock will affect your command dash. Green lock will affect like a lot of stuff. The only thing that doesn't really get affected by green lock is like, I guess, assist and sub. But being fully above a full cloth is really risky.
Yeah, I think like immediate thing to point out was just like the movement and the way tail was used. Like tail is Rex's outside of Pion. It's his only landing option. So I think that if you're gonna hold on to it, you really just want to use it on a landing, and then after landing, you get to use your tools, right?
Yeah, because like command.
So I think that like being above, using tail without landing, and then trying to keep doing things was bad.
Yeah, because you were like your best move in like command dash tail, Pion tail, CCAB tail, like using tail as a free fall essentially, as like a landing move.
Yeah, and then also just like an immediate matchup knowledge thing. If you're fighting full cloth, you do have to kind of pay attention to how full cloth is buffing. Guesheon obviously here is double buffing. I think that you just like, because you're Rex, you just want to stick closer to your partner and be like, please, we gotta cover for each other. This full cloth is the scariest guy on the screen right now. Yeah, so for these first, like, what I actually want to see in these first seconds is like play more passive. And then also, like, another, like, quick thing that you can remedy, if you're fighting full cloth, every time he's in buff, wait the whole wake-up timer.
Also,
because if you're getting up early into full cloth, unless you're like, oh, I need to go help my teammate, if full cloth is oking you, you just want to wait the whole timer so that there's less time in the game where you're actively fighting buffed full cloth.
Yeah, because I feel like you're just gonna you're putting yourself in like a dastardly okie situation where, you know, you risk getting whipped, you risk getting shotgunned, there's so many tools against you. Also,
yeah,
this is a bit of a nitpick, right? Obviously, like, you know, combos are hard, but after that CSA, I know CSA had a lot of variation and shit, but I don't like the combo that L did. I feel like with Rex, doing stuff into AB derivative or just ending early with sub is the go-to, but I saw L do CCAB, CCABB, and then just didn't finish the down, which I thought was like kind of fun. Because down in path is valuable.
Yeah, CCAB isn't the worst combo option, especially if their partner is nearby, but you should finish the down with like sub or something and then move on.
Yeah, no, that's like what most of what I meant.
Yeah, just leaving some damage on the table. Right here, you take a big combo, which is, you know, unfortunate, but partner's there to cover. Alright, that's fine. I think that could have landed it a little earlier. So, like, yeah, we definitely don't burst here.
Yeah.
I think that being aggro there is fine. Your partner just needs to back up. You're like, okay, I'm taking first life.
This is, like, again, like a bit of, like, a thing. It's probably, like, unfamiliarity with Max's kit. I have not seen Command Dash once all game. Command Dash main,
yeah, BCA.
Command Dash main and Command Dash in general. I have not seen any Command Dashes. And Command Dash mixed with CSA is incredible. Like, it's really, really valuable. Like, it's underratedly good. Cause
yeah, there's a few, like, yeah, go ahead.
I say you just move a shit ton horizontally, and then you're doing it safely without, like, you just free with a tail free fall.
Yeah, another. Oh, hey, Zeta.
Hey, Saito.
Yeah, my fault. I just got here. I was throwing my ass out to starting gate. You know, the Uma Musume and Apollina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I get
Yeah,
it.
I was throwing my shit.
Yeah, another, like, just thing.
I forgot we're live.
Yeah. Yeah, another thing I can just say about this matchup as, like, a general thing as Rex, against both of them, it's better to play a ranged game. You have the privilege of being an IBO suit that only has live ammo, so nothing gets stopped by cloaks, whether they're on or off. So you can play a little bit more of a ranged game.
It's that, like, yeah, the mantles aren't too effective against Rex, and it's also Rex is like, if there's this weird perception around Rex that Rex is a melee suit, when it's not a melee suit. It has really good melees, no doubt about it. Really, really good melees, because, like, IBO melees, right? It has, like, the best of both worlds. Like, you got the Barbato's peon, it has, like, big buttons, got some fast stuff and big damage, but it also has incredible shooting tools and incredible movement.
Yeah, I'd say he's, rather than calling him a melee suit, I'd just call him a close range suit.
Yeah.
But yeah, partner's getting hit here, and just, like, immediately right there is just way too much boost on the approach is the issue. Alright, got the hit. Finishing that is kind of okay. I mean, like, the combo choice, like, 8B is kind of whack, but...
Yeah, 8B is not a good move. Something that is really good, though, is that Guesheon is getting punished heavily for that burst. Guesheon is pretty much getting hit in burst whilst also low health. So you're not gonna be able to utilize your burst to full extent, and there's a high chance if that was, like, a combo done with, like, I don't want to say good, I would say a better option, Guesheon could die in burst. Another thing is if L utilizes his burst here, Guesheon is dead. Guesheon is absolutely dead.
Yeah, even with this, like, combo choice of doing 8B, I think this is me, you just gotta pop burst to confirm that you can get, like, a kill in burst.
Yeah.
Because if Full Cloth comes back with both buffs, but there's no F burst behind it, you're a lot safer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so I would've liked to see the burst to get the kill there.
Another nitpicky thing. Okay, nice. We saw command.
Oh, okay. Good BCA.
Yeah. Another nitpicky. I would like to see some CSA Oki. I know CSA, like, you know, CSA. I feel like it's mainly used to use the movement, but CSA on Oki is also really good.
Also, just, like, another small nitpick there is just, like, I don't know what the approach was with, like, holding C into overheat. If you're gonna approach, like, using your boost to get closer and try to save your partner, just do boost dashes. There's no need to hold C.
Boost dash land, because you get way more boost to play with.
Yeah, and you get so much more distance, because there's no real need to go up there.
Yeah. Do you want to go to the second match, or do you want to see Gatorade's POV from this match?
I think we can go to the second match.
Alright. Whose POV would you like to see?
Either Gatorade's or Guesheon, since we haven't seen either of those POVs.
Yeah.
Let me see Gatorade real quick.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just want, like, explicit, like, I'll just be, like, talking more on, like, Deathscythe W specific stuff, so...
Yeah, this is, like, Saito's time to shine, because I have no clue what Deathscythe W does.
I know he's a big CSA thrower. That's like main position.
Yeah, that's like one of its main things. And not only that, it's also like good for Oki. So like you know, it works both ways. See that main right there. Like you don't want to like throw it out like that willy nilly because of how much like you're just vulnerable there. You're just gonna be vulnerable there when you're throwing your main because of how long it takes to pop out, and you Vernier as well. So you're just consuming boost along the way. You know, you can't break out of it.
I will say something about the way Gatorade plays is I like how they manage their boost more. I think because you know both Al and Gatorade are beginners, but that was really rough.
Yeah.
Okay,
that was nice.
A quick rundown. I did want to say I want to like go to the pausing and like going into details later on. So this is something that not many new players know. This icon means your teammate is also locking onto that same target. And if you see this, you do not want to both be meleeing, especially like your teammates are Rex. You do not want to melee when your team, you see this Rex right here, because there's a good chance that you're both going to just end up hitting each other. It's much better to, you know, you can throw like one main or something, play safe if like you don't see your teammate is on them, or just change locks.
Yeah, that's very true. Also, because Guesheon is really close by on this Oki. Like you got covered there by Rex, which is really good. It was honestly better of Rex to respect Deathscythe getting a hit, since that's just like easier to understand. But here's a thing to keep in mind, and the F-burst comes out from both ends. Honestly, really good.
I don't like. Okay, so I know that when someone is getting comboed or the enemy opponent is doing a combo, more specifically, you know, that's like a perfect opportunity to unleash your full damage. But when you have this much ammo to work with, and like safety is really important, it's better to just do a quick one shot down or whatever. I also see Gatorade autopilot so much, doing assist into melee. Like if the assist hits, they're stunned, then you can do whatever. But melee is a really, really risky option.
That's why I've told Gatorade before that with Deathscythe, what you want to opt to doing is like confirm with CC8B, or if you get confirmed with CSA, you could go on ahead and like go for like the quick like sub assist with Ultron, and then like finish it down with main. You don't want to be catching people with main. You want to use it for like finishing like downs, because that's where CSA's time to shine, where you want to like have that be like your poking tool.
Yeah, because main mostly, from what I understand, a confirmed tool for Deathscythe.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
I don't think that melee was entirely bad, though. It is like a really risky situation for your partner, as we saw here, where, you know, just like immediately dead on the next hit. So you kind of have to catch up in damage. So I don't think the greed was that bad.
I meant like that's like a general thing. It's very, a lot of things are contextual based on this game. Like it matters what's going on in the match. I think when Gatorade went for that melee, I'm pretty sure Full Clock was dead. Which was like,
they could have stepped out and went for the like second 5B combo and just finished it all the way to where they're like yellow lock. I don't know. One last thing I want to mention though. I don't see you use AC often at all. That's a good move for like trying to scare someone, and also like just trying to run away when you're low health, because that cuts tracking. They may still be able to lock on you, but like the visual is still there, being invisible to them. So.
Alright. Guesheon's a little bit better of a player, but if I had to say just like anything at the start, I don't like that you immediately headed to the corner. Alright. Now, most important part of Full Cloth is how you play outside of buffs. So I do like immediately seeing that Guesheon runs to her partner.
I will say something from what I've gathered about Guesheon's playstyle. when it comes to aggro, Guesheon is really good at playing on aggro. Like Guesheon knows how to play aggressively really well. But if you know how to play defensive effectively, if you know how to play defense effectively, you will essentially murder Guesheon. But if you don't, then rest in peace. The game is ending in like 2 minutes. Oh, sorry, 30 seconds.
Yeah. This kind of got risky here with like, okay, not buffing both at the same time was just sort of an execution error, but the thing that got risky, and I think it's just something I can say to like both Guesheon and Aria, is there was no need to smash bros in the corner when Rex is in burst, right?
Yeah.
With Rex being an F burst, this is like maybe their only burst of the game, could get 2, depends how it plays out, but with Guesheon not having had buffs at the time, and also just Aria, like, you know, you're playing 3k 2.5, you never really want to take those risks that can make you both lose health, because that's how the game crumbles. It can immediately swing with that one burst if you're both taking damage. Yeah, right here, I think that there's a lot of damage, but you know, that was good finishing out. I think you could have also just ended that combo with whip if you didn't want to get punished as well.
I think this game could have been really close. Also, this game was really close. You saw how both Guesheon and Aria died, and Aria had like 120 health, I believe. But I want to watch this game one more time, just from the POV of L, just to like iterate, like, this game could have gone really well for them. It was actually like kind of close. It's just that L playing as risky as he played in this match was essentially what went really, really wrong. You see Guesheon putting themselves in the corner, putting in like Rex's ideal position, but green lock, command dash main.
I gotta ask L just about like the movement, I guess. Like, I don't know if it's execution errors or if it's just like not being that familiar with how to move yet. But there's a lot of like fooing where there really doesn't need to be, right?
Yeah, I think they know. Like, I think they learn how to fua, but they like not sure about other movements. I wanted to say this is also another nitpick. I don't like using Rex sub in neutral as Al did here. I think this move is one of like amazing insta down, but I don't like using it neutral because of how like slow it is. But if it's like one of the Rex's greatest confirm tools.
I think it's not that bad in neutral. The thing is that it becomes a lot better of a like, I'm going to try and put it out as like a possible landing punish when you do the lever version, because it has better correction even though it doesn't insta down. And against like full cloth, it's like, well, it's gonna go through cloak anyway, so you can throw it out. I would say, like, if you're gonna throw out a move as like a neutral threat first, you probably do BCA.
Yeah, I was about to say that, like, in that context, BCA would have been a lot better because you have it up, but you opted to use sub instead.
And also just on the CC8B hit, like, just do a little bit more, even if it's like, you don't have to be like optimal, just like do a little bit more of a combo if you actually like scramble into getting the hit on full cloth, because you want to take more of that install time and get your reward, because you did split off into 1v1s at the start of this match, so you had the opportunity.
Yeah, it's also like I'm gonna restart the replay because there's something that really bothers me. It's the green locks. You play in the air way too much. Like I feel like
for sure.
Yeah, you spend too much time in the air and you're putting yourself in. You're putting yourself in green lock. Like, the first instance this is done is right here. You command dashed way too early. That's why the axes went over here. Like.
Oh, that was in red lock. It was just because Guesheon was doing whip step.
Oh, okay, no, that's really stupid. The other one though was this one was actually like I sussed out with my eyes was the Guesheon assist. The rebate is hold on. This right here, boost actions the air.
Yeah.
And then you did CSB, which I don't really like.
I think that you can do CSB at the start of this matchup, but it's also like you're sacrificing movement to do it.
CSB really high into the air like this when you should be when this is like prime CSA situation where if you're in the air like that, you want to use CSA to land, but also ignoring that, using the rebake assist in green lock, and then just landing like that. This I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Al, but so Rex's 2B is his peon, and it's amazing. It's really good. It's a fast peon, and like you comboing it with Zusa and CSA is, you know, like Rex 101.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's taking Zeta here, which isn't that bad. And honestly, like, I wouldn't disagree with bursting here because Full Cloth is out of buffs. But that's a personal thing. Mm-hmm. It's just like how confident you are in your ability to burst.
Yeah, no, you like in that situation, you wanna like, you really wanna how do you say this? Like capitalize on it because like you're at red health right now. You're basically one tap, but like by that point though, you will get another burst in your next life if you like live long enough.
Yeah, you can push your advantage. Like we talk about how dying in burst is a really awful thing, but it is like way more of an awful thing at super high level play because when people notice it, they're gonna ignore you so that you don't get another burst. People aren't doing that at this level. I think that even if you die in burst, you'll still respawn with full health, and you're basically guaranteed to get another one because you're 3k. Mm-hmm. So it's not the worst risk to take. Like, it is something to think about, is trying not to die in burst. But even if you do, it's not the end of the world, because getting multiple bursts is way better than one big one.
The other thing I also wanted to mention is, I feel like Al puts too much commitment into melees. You just do CSB, and you're not cancelling it, and you're putting yourself at a huge risk in that, where you're just a potato in the air. And like you see, right, your boost gauge is really low, and then you end up getting killed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I like bursting immediately after coming back. That's good. And this is like a lot more of a this is where Aria and Guesheon could have lost the game, was this whole like corner burst interaction.
Yeah.
Because they lose so much health collectively here.
Yeah, they absolutely get like ran down. But then
yeah, I don't know about greeting for the melee on that. That would have been a time to just sub.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gave it trying to go with the cleanup. I think in this context, you want to just run away like that and let your Deathscythe take the game. I think that's sorry, carry on.
Yeah, that I don't know if it was like execution error. It would have been like in this situation, speaking more like situation wise, your path to win the game is you have Deathscythe go and run down X1 because X1 just died in burst. So your job now is to never press anything offensive. All you're gonna do is hold CSA and BC CSA like towards the other person when Full Cloth gets close enough.
Another thing also is at the end them, so they still had 3k health left. So that means, and Deathscythe was really healthy. Deathscythe won like 400 health. That could mean like one Deathscythe could go really aggro, die, and still have health to work with. And two, at that situation, Rex, you just want to like play safe. Rex has good tools to like run away. Like I said, like just utilizing CSA. I think the issue was, I noticed you tried running away. You were locked onto the X1 Kai, and L tried running away. But the issue is Full Cloth was nearby, and I think what my guess is, L was not paying attention to the radar. I think the minimap in Ambon is, and I'm saying this as someone that when I first started playing the game, I knew jack shit about the minimap as well. But paying attention to the minimap wins games. Because in that context, I'm not gonna go over the full game again. You can, I think, like they were in this situation. Aria with Al was locked into Aria. Al was like around over here, and Guesheon was in here. Like Aria was over here, Al was over here, and Guesheon was in here. You ideally want to be running behind your teammate, like over here behind your teammate, because X1 was far away. But Al opted to run towards this direction, which just put him in directly in front of X1 Kai. Oh, sorry, directly in front of Full Class, which ended up losing the game.
And then if I have a suggestion to make, because of like the previous Fua thing, if L watches this, I think that if you're worried about getting height as Rex, a button that I never saw you press is 2B. His Pion is really good. What you can do is just like 2B boost dash if you want height, or you can just do the like game plan of doing 2B and then step on the floor. It's like a big privilege that Rex has as a way to like move a little bit more like unconventionally and make your boost harder to read.
Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I was gonna go into like free battle and show off like Rex, CSA, and Pionzusa, but I'm scared of getting put in the replay hell and having to scroll down this far.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just go on ahead with the other matches instead, honestly.
Yeah.
You want to do the third set, or do you want to move on to Balito and Dr.Thunder?
I think that we can maybe watch one perspective of the third set. I think that if it's most of the same, then there's not much left to say. I can add on what I want, but I think I've said most of the things I want to say about that set. Is just like some things to clean up.
Yeah, like I think the point to be made here is Gatorade, like learning, like trying to confirm that basically like utilizing your tools more and like beating autopilot. With L, it's like we said, stop, like don't play around the air as much and learn more of the suits nuance and like movement in general. With Guesheon, it's it's good Phoenix.
That's good Phoenix.
With Guesheon, it's like being too aggro. Like the Guesheon, when Guesheon is aggro, like it goes two ways. Either the match ends in 20 seconds and Guesheon wins, or the match gets drawn out to hell and back and Guesheon burns in a fiery pit.
Yeah, and then with Aria, it's just like try to preserve your health more since you're playing 3K 2.5 so that you don't get put in like game-losing scenarios with your health split.
Yeah, because honestly, Aria is a front player for mine. Aria like mostly plays like 7 Soul Strike Freedom, so
yeah.
Right.
You just gotta pay a little bit more attention to just like health bars, because that is like your health split is more important than your individual health.
This is like, okay, this is gonna be a fucked up spec. This is like gimmick as hell, but
yeah.
Like my Zabanya is low-key fraudulent, but
I don't know. I got you. I can like show you like some shit. Like once we who's POV? Actually, let's just go over POV. Thunder's POV first, and then we'll like get to your POV like later.
Alright.
Yeah. It's a little like strange for this because it's double 2.5, so like formation is a little bit stranger. But we'll just try to cover mostly like just playing tools for this one, I guess. Like the throwing sub, not too bad on Hyaku Shiki. I also don't play that much of Emba on Hyaku Shiki, but I know that his like strong tools really are like sub, like the movement he has with his Dodai, and the like Hyper Mega Cannon, which I have not seen yet.
This entire game, this entire set almost, let's say, I was ignored. I did not. I was barely locked onto the entire game.
Oh, all right, that was good.
Like,
I haven't seen any Dodai at all, but it might be a little tough to fit in. I don't like meleeing there, but yeah, against like Bakudon, this is again a matter of like that guy's gonna come back with a burst. You gotta preserve your health so that you can escape like disaster. Which we're seeing disaster strike right now. You should have flipped the combo earlier, honestly, since Xenon was in F burst.
Okay, we're in Thunder's POV, but that's another thing I want to point out real quick with with Balito. That is a very committal move, you know. MA BC, I assume. Yeah. Yeah. Don't do that too often because like you're gonna you will run out of burst. Not run out of burst. You will run out of both burst and boost like by the end of that. Like I'm gonna be so for real.
Yeah, I mean Zeta in this game is a little strange. His best tool really is just like the Hyaku Shiki assist. The thing is that like he doesn't have like a special way to get out of MA really, so pressing Wave Rider Crash is like you're in it for the long run.
I wanted to go over my POV real quick just to show like I in this game. Okay, first of all.
Alright, now multi-lock immediately. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, the health difference goes crazy. But yeah, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, Zabanya perspective is also a good one to look at in this kind of comp because you can kind of highlight what's happening on the whole map.
Yeah.
That and also like I said,
I actually, okay, if we could just pause for a second. I actually liked that positioning from Zeta. It was like actually like with Hyaku Shiki like pushing you into the corner. That was actually good.
Yeah, that was an instance where I remember when I was playing, I felt like I was actually like, oh shit. Like I'm trying to play a Bakugan team. I don't want to die. I want to let my Xenon take all the lives. I'm being pushed into corner. I'm 288 health. I'm knocked down. I am in a really bad spot. And
yeah,
like, you know,
it's like with this comp. Sorry, I'm just gonna talk over for a sec. With this comp, just like the way the enemy team should be thinking about it is that this only truly becomes a Bakugan comp if you let Xenon hit you or you hit Xenon and he has to transform. The way you should think about it is at the start of the game, only hit Xenon if you need to survive and try to tag on as much damage on Zabanya as you can before Xenon reaches final form.
Yeah, it's like you can see hold on, let me move on to the other one. Yeah. So you can see here, Xenon is still, I think Xenon's still first form. I have no shield bits, right? Xenon is still first form. I don't have shield bits, right? I was in a really, I don't have funnels as well, so no self-defense. I am fucked. And if they continue to pressure me, I would have either had to burst out or take the life, which already breaks the comp apart. But then they opted to double lock the Xenon, and I get away scot-free safely, and I can just charge up CSA and just keep like poking them.
Yeah, I think that might have just been because they were just like matched together, right? Because both their teammates like weren't there for the tournament. This was that team.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
Balito wanted to play with Nina, and Thunder wanted to play with T-Pop.
Yeah, so I can see just like the I guess lack of teamwork there, which really can't be helped because it's like, you know, you got randomly matched together. But just speaking in like yeah. Speaking in ideals, like the ideal scenario here is like Zeta gets that knockdown, and if you're gonna hit Xenon, it's just gonna be Hyaku Shiki that does that here to let like Zeta run Oki. Because you really don't want to like give up the advantage you just got by knocking down Zabanya.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then good snipe. With Zabanya, the sub funnels they go out farther than your red lock, right?
Yes. 4-6. Yeah, like funnels. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I kind of dislike this positioning.
Yeah, no,
it was at a point where Xenon was already like taking enough damage that it's like, okay, we can recover and let Xenon take the life. So I think that the positioning started to get really bad. It should have been like sitting back more in green lock and sending funnels, like maybe going to the edge of your red, sending something, and then backing up.
Yeah, this is like this is me. I was getting away with so much this match. Xenon's in a really good position in burst. Gets the zombie mod. Balito here, I kind of like the play of them continuing to exert pressure onto me, because if I died, okay, let's see it like this. If I died, I would have spawned in with 0 charge on shield bits, and I would have been overcasted, and I would have had no burst to play with.
Yeah, it would have just been up to you to like burst on the hit that you get hit on.
Yeah, and then there's also Balito, who had burst in this. If they continued to pressure me and if they killed me, that would have been so advantageous for them. But like I said, I got away with murder that match.
Yeah, because Balito here has a full burst, I'm thinking. So even though it seems like kind of the wrong play, right? Like, oh, like Hyakushiki's gonna die. I think in that situation where you don't have like communication and it's kind of bad, you as the Zeta here with full F burst, I think that you just have to believe in your teammate, and if they lose, they lose. You have to go for the win con and burst on Zabanya and try to kill Zabanya twice. So I don't like backing up there, but that's just kind of a like decision thing.
One thing that I want to mention, just like specific, like Zabanya specific, I don't see you use sub a lot. That move is a bit iffy, but like when you you just want to throw it out whenever you can, either by either neutral or side sub, because side sub is kind of like like Destiny boomerangs, where like it, or like Banshee boomerangs, where like it catches boost dashes, but it's pretty slow. So generally, you just want to be throwing it out like neutral, like it could be like from like far away, because like sorry. That move like in a similar way with like some missiles, where like if you like shoot it from like like max red lock range, it will travel unless you step out of it. But yeah, like everything else was like pretty fine. So like you resetted the multi lock with with your B. So you did that correctly. Also the correction with AC. You did that right. One thing I will like tell you beforehand though, like just like advice, do not fire that when you're like above on someone, because it might not 90% of the time, like it's like a 50-50 on whether it'll hit someone or not. Because it's easier to hit that when like that angle earlier that you were in, Yeah, so that's all I got.
Game 2, I don't want to go on game 1 because I think we saw enough of game 1.
Yeah.
Especially from my POV with how Balito played, but this time I want to go on Balito's POV in game 3. Unfortunately, I do know some Hyaku stuff. I don't know any Zeta. I'm like fairly unfamiliar with Zeta. I know Fenix knows some Zeta stuff, but as of right now, Fenix is muted. I think they got
Fenix also knows like Hyaku stuff, so they got they can take the ropes here.
I have some Zeta from the future and just a little bit of how he works here as well, so I can put in a little bit of input.
Future Zeta.
Yeah. Camille Bidon.
But yeah, I mean, in this game, what I do know for sure is just like Zeta's best tool by far is the assist, which I do like that we're already seeing it. Yeah, but like there is a certain amount of like Fenix is still in first form, and we're pressuring Fenix, like double locking instead of looking at Zabanya. Like even if it's not like a team like go look at Zabanya thing, I think if you see that your teammate is going to be the one looking at Xenon here, you should go and run at Zabanya. All right.
Yeah, both of them get picked off and the life thing went like really fast.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of hard here. You know, it's not the worst kill, but do also have to watch out for that against Zabanya, even though you're in first.
Yeah,
You see what I mean?
Yeah, because now you eat this. Yeah, I mean, I think that if there's one thing I could say about how this game went, because it's pretty like, I think it's just pretty obvious what happened. Is just like no pressure on Zabanya. Let Fenix get a burst as well as Zabanya. Just keep like just putting on random damage, and then your health situation got really bad.
Mm-hmm. Like outside of like general things, I noticed. I don't want to sound like an asshole and saying this, but there felt like a lot of scrambles where like you would just spam main, you switched locked and then burst attacked immediately in green lock when like that's not gonna hit at all. Um, just general like a lot of moves not being used. I don't think I saw AC. I think it's AC the big shot from Zeta. Also, just like a lot of like strong Zeta tools not being used. I'm also just saw like main missiles and assist.
Right.
Alright, now freedom.
Yeah.
I can also like give like a few stuff on freedom, but like that's a. Oh wait, I was about to say that might be only it, but no, I just saw Arios on the top, so maybe I can still infer some bit of knowledge.
Yeah, Arios.
A little bit.
A little bit on Arios, you know, played that suit a little bit.
Yeah, I played a
dabble.
A little bit. No, not that much. Alright.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. First problem here. Not using CSA. You want to be charging that.
And also not looking at Zabanya.
Definitely, yeah. Like two things, yeah. Because like that CSA charges so slow that you want to be holding it like right immediately whenever you can to catch someone and then finish off with either like sub or Azunda. So
yeah. Notice how Freedom has 600 health, right? You only got hit by 2 Zabanya CSAs, and you're already almost half health. Like, look at me. Look at my fraudulent Zabanya.
now you hit a sub there. That wasn't fraudulent. You used all the moves.
I think if there's like one takeaway I can give to both players here, it's like your target priority. Like I don't think you should let Zabanya get away.
Yeah, definitely.
Like that's the biggest thing to
already
work on.
paying for it.
It's just like the way you're playing in this matchup is like you're putting a little too much like how do I say it? Putting too much priority on the enemy in front of you, which is just like letting you both bleed down to Zabanya, which is exactly what this comp wants. Because to be honest, like once Xenon has third form, the first life doesn't matter. Like I can be taken just fine, and the second life is gonna come back, and it's gonna be like already third form, gonna get another burst as long as Zabanya doesn't die. Like you really, the way you mess up this comp is hitting Zabanya.
Granted,
even just a little bit more pressure can do it.
That comp's also like really weird, so I don't blame them for getting confused and target priority and stuff, since like they're both new to the game. And Bakudan comps, like when you see a 3K and a 2.5K, you assume, oh, okay, that Zabanya is up front and the Xenon is back, but no, and because it's a Bakudan comp, it's switched.
Yeah. But that's my big takeaway really, is just like you should be locking Zabanya more there, and then just like, you know, they're both new, so just get a little bit more comfortable with your character and like good movement, like positioning yourself around your partner, and you'll be fine.
One like movement, like just like a movement specific thing I want to point out. They also, in a similar way with Rex 2B, they also weren't using Freedom 2B, which also gives you like a good amount of height, but you don't want to do the full animation because it's the you know, it's a seed spoiler, the one that throws.
Right. Yeah, 2B has it's got the whiff cancels.
Yeah.
It's pretty good if you end up like in the air. I think near the ground it's kind of fine to just like rely on like boost hops and just like moving normally, but it's definitely like a good aerial option.
These matches. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, right? So here we see Thunder actually switch to Exia, and Thunder switches to Exia for the rest of the tournament in this. And so Thunder just DM'd me on Discord, or didn't DM me, they sent the group that they want tips on Exia counselors because like especially related to CSA and just Exia mobility in general, because they I think they want to like just learn Exia more. They want like focus on Exia for a little bit to learn the game, which I think is pretty good. I think Exia is like John and Bond.
That is a quality pick. You'll get very far in many matchups just playing Exia.
But I will be honest, these L games, I know L likes Arios, and who doesn't? Arios is sick as hell. But I think we'll see in these matches, I notice L plays Arios aggressively. MA modes are close by and goes for a lot of melees. This is, I think, okay, I'm gonna show L's POV first in here.
Like, I told them about 4-6B, but like, you don't want to be always doing 4-6B.
Yeah. You see him immediately dashes up to the Zeta. Your team is made all the way back here. You're essentially touching tips with Zeta.
Yep.
Like that Zeta is right in front of you, and Zeta will kind of mog you.
Oh, that's CCB right there. And then form change. Yeah, no. Okay, I'm not gonna lie with you. Like, pause real quick. I completely understand what L did, like what L did there with like immediately like hitting sub on MA mode, because like I've seen this like too many times on like people like learning Arios. They will always immediately go like use that as a self defense when like up close. Like that only works when you you know, like you're like decent like range like away. Like if you want to use that up close, you're not gonna get any hits and you're just gonna get punished for it, because that doesn't cut tracking when you're doing the barrel rolls.
Yeah, you're locked into it for a little while.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do like that we're just like seeing MA in general though. Like that is something that, like, you know, people sometimes forget, and MA modes are hard.
Yeah, that is overheat. Like, it is to be expected with Arios to be on overheat, but like not like this one. Cause like when you go into overheat, like that's where the overheat sequence like comes in, and like that's already like difficult. Like, that's also like another difficult thing than just like, you know, confirming with MA Garo.
Yeah, that's like that's a little bit of a level beyond. I think that this is just a problem of like you're not being pressured, so I don't see why you used all your boost into overheat.
Yeah. This is a thing I noticed as well during the Rex games, and it's pretty much the same thing to find, where you have you use your like you're spending way too much time in the air, and you're using boost when you don't need to. Ideally, this is a tip that I got when I was learning the game from Kiso, and it honestly changed my life. If you see your boost reach the halfway point or right near here, it's like orange, yellow, land. Just land. There's no harm. You're not going to be punished. Just land, get your boost back, and keep moving again. Overheating yourself is just way too much risk for like no reason whatsoever. So land essentially around halfway, like yellow, boost, sometimes even like orange or blue or whatever. Like, don't overheat yourself, or don't land when you're on red.
But I want something I want to mention though. You know when you use up all your boost bar, but it doesn't get into overheat immediately? It's like right at the very edge. Surprisingly, you can. That's still shorter than just normally overheating. So like, if you like can time that, like definitely like land during that time. Because that is just quicker than refilling than overheat.
Don't use all of it when there's no need to. That's exactly why. If you have no boost when they actually look at you, then okay, that was a better landing. You got punished, but it was still a better landing. Like, if you use all your boost without dodging anything, then when it comes time to dodge things, you don't have it.
Again,
we see the pit, Mug. We see the pit.
No, I'm just saying, again, there's no reason to just hold C and go to the air.
Yeah, that is like something we went over with like even during his Rex games.
Didn't look at bursting Zeta. That happens.
Also,
Alright.
your missile. Okay, so you did missiles in green. Like your missiles went nowhere. Your missiles just straight went to hell. Missiles, Arios and Haru missiles track way too well for their own good, and using them in Greenlock like this and just letting them go to the depths of hell is fucked. You wanna abuse the shit out of it.
It's not as punishing with Arios because it is, easily refillable. With Haru, it is punishable because you won't have any missiles left.
Yeah, but just like get in red to press your buttons.
Yeah.
I go get more Greenlock. Just spam.
It's not the worst burst, but also that was a funny ass MA sub.
Yeah, that was MA sub. You get into situations with it.
This is doable now. I do like the Vernier main fastfall.
Yeah, this is
that was a good confirm. That was good.
Yeah, that was good. Just punishing the Zeta like punishing the Zeta while they're in burst. Like their burst is now gone. Like they have no
okay, but again with the overheating, you were not in a position where your buttons are hitting anything, so there's no need to press buttons and be an overheat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not like one like a 0.2 tap on for like the boost hop is enough. You don't have to hold it all the way. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the overheat that I'm seeing is either coming from like pressing a lot of buttons that don't really, you're not pressing them with purpose, right? Or it's just you're holding C into the air for reasons unbeknownst to me, which I think is an easy habit that you can fix. Just like you notice you're doing it, stop.
Yeah, like my big takeaways for Al in this is so I'm not gonna try to repeat a lot of the Rex tips because those tips are when you're playing Rex, but for this, my two big takeaways is one, your boost, please. This is like it's insane. Like if you're front, it's really bad. Like in general, it's really bad. But if you're back, it's even more punishing because you're putting your front in danger by getting yourself punished that easily. And two, your Greenlock. You're doing too many things in Greenlock. Wait till in Redlock, then utilize your moves.
Yeah, for sure. It's like just the habit I noticed with a lot of like players that are like still learning is just like you gotta hold off on the boost and buttons a bit. Like learn to sit back and observe, right? Not everything needs to be overheat.
And number 3, this is a personal bother. I might get corrected on this, but you melee too much. You melee too much.
That's not really like a personal bother, Mug. I get it, especially with Arios. Arios, like the good melees on Arios is genuinely like out of MA mode 4-6B. In MA mode, it's just whenever you want to end combo early by doing 8B or BC. But you only want to do those when you know you're gonna be able to get away with it scot free. So like. And CC8B too, but to like fully take advantage of it, you wanna either end it with CSA. Yeah, so you wanna have the CSA charging during that time, but overall you don't wanna melee too much with Arios. Period.
Yeah, I think as Arios, you'll get a lot more mileage out of just putting yourself at less risk and just like pressing missiles.
And just putting shit on the screen on the anime. And let your front do the rest of the front work, but yeah.
Look at Exia this time.
Yeah, but let's go over Exia. You guys take it from here.
I will say my Exia commentary might be a little bit shoddy because I learned recently. I was playing some Exia games recently, and Kisa hit me with an insane flick to my forehead, and I was told 2 things. I was straight up told I play Exia like I'm playing Montero. I use CSA way too much, and I don't melee enough when playing Exia. I'm like, shit, yeah, I'm a Montero main, I'm not an Exia main.
Yeah.
I do remember him saying that, just going like, "You're using CSA way too much." Like he was like, "I can't believe I'm saying, like, I can't believe I'm saying this," but like,
Okay. Again, with just like an easy thing to fix, don't press those buttons in green lock.
Yeah,
I'll just give that a tip to everyone whenever it comes up. Press your buttons in red lock.
yeah, the game just started, and okay, so Exia ammo is fake, but game just started and already used everything. I do like that your free flows though. I saw sub main, and sub main is like the Exia bread and butter.
Yeah, sub main and AC main. They were asking before in the chat about how to use CSA more, and the real answer is you just kind of use it as filler for being out of your ammos, or like when you get a little bit more advanced, it can be used for like cancel route sequences. But I don't think you really need to know that if you're learning Exia. I think if you're learning Exia, your idea of CSA should be, when I'm out of most of my ammos, I throw CSA, and then my ammos come back.
Yeah, like Guesheon said, and CJ, like using you when you have ammo, and like landing punish or whatever. I also do like using it, like, because side BC main, side AC CSA is like a cancel route that I like, but
yeah, one thing that I can say that I will give like props is not like using both your sub fastfall and AC fastfall immediately. It's good to use one and hold on to the other for like either if you need more barrage to actually hit the landing, or just for defensive purposes, A lot of Exia is just the rotation of your ammo. But overall, pretty alright first life. I would like to see a burst immediately here if I'm Exia. Which we don't see, but yeah, and then there's really no point to that Amma count. I'll put this out as a like general like tip for people playing suits that have Amikons. Amikons are a defensive tool that are best used when you're pressured and close to the ground. Amikon being assist main cancel.
yeah.
Like for Exia, like your sub main is very good. It slings you to the side a lot, and you can also do neutral sub main for like confirms, as well as just moving you backwards, like even firing when you leave red lock. It's nice. The assist main cancel, I'd say that the time to use that is like doing step close to the ground and then doing assist main is like, that's how you mix up your landing, because it's impossible to react to whether you landed or did like step assist main for like punishing one or the other. They have to decide on what you're gonna do.
Something I wanted to say as well is about bursting. So X is a 2K, right? And X is like, maybe the best 2K in the game. So one of the things about it being a 2K and it being like aggro and shit, and the reason why it goes F burst is if you burst like half burst, or like burst when you like time your burst, there is a high chance, like 80%, you're gonna be able to F burst twice that game. And Exia being an F burst is so potent and so dangerous that it puts so much pressure on it. It becomes way faster. Just having a transam burst, it just becomes a pain in the ass to deal with and like really scary.
Yeah, for sure. Exia's F burst is one of the scarier things in Mbon. And so having more of those, always very nice. I would have liked to see those bursts come out sooner.
Yeah, like you get so much safety because you can. Whilst I'm not gonna say Exia is an aggro suit, like always overcost you 3k front, gra German ripping shirt gif. Like you can somewhat play aggro whilst you're in burst, because then there's also, if you die, you've got repair mode, so you have so much to work with.
Yeah, but I think overall, just like it honestly wasn't that bad from Exia. I'd say, like, I did like the rotations of ammos a little bit. I think it's just like the places that you use your tools. Like for one thing, enter green lock a little more, and if you're aiming to like hit someone with them, either look for a landing or get closer to them and press your tools. You are, because it's 2 landing tools that you can do like one after the other, it becomes really hard to punish you for using them like offensively, because you just land and then you're like, okay, I'm out.
It's also worth noting that like what CG said, right? Hitting your stuff with Exia just puts you in such a good position, because Exia has I'd say one of the most generous cancel tables in the game. Like nearly anything can cancel into everything, and you get so much to work with. You see how like main cancels into sub, AC, BC, and side BC. Sub cancels into main, your Ampion. You can also do side BC, and you can do, if it connects, you can even do 8B, and you just have so much to work with. It's the cancel routes in that suit are generally insane.
Yeah, I don't think you have to learn all of them when you're starting on Exia, but for sure, like, know that all of, like, when your options are up, you can play more aggro, because you'll basically be able to spend all of your defensive options and be fine.
Yeah.
And then when you're, like, off of ammos, you back up, and then, like, maybe throw a CSA and wait for your ammos to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Which becomes less of a problem when you start, like, rotating your options, thinking about, like, the cooldowns. So, like, you use one as the other is, like, coming up soon. But that's a little bit more advanced.
I want to look at Gatorade's POV this game.
Yeah.
This is game 2, but this isn't game 1.
That's a good assist. Thank you for confirming with main. I think you could have just done another main, though.
Yeah, having... So this is something I know from Montero, and seeing Deathscythe work the same. Always use both mains. Use both mains as confirmed. There's no reason just to use one, because the next time you get another stun, you only have one to work with, which means you can't finish her down. So just use both. Use both and get the down, and then like set up Oki or change locks or whatever.
Yeah.
Do what you would do after a knockdown. Just always use both.
Mm-hmm. Even if you didn't confirm with both, like what you did just then, find a safe place to just like throw that other main, since it is a refill on empty move, because right there didn't have 2 mains to confirm.
Yeah, something you want to keep in mind as well, though, about that Scythe main is that unlike it looks the same and like operates the same way as that move by Montero, but it's not. Damn, we got.
Dude, this is a crazy happy birthday, but go on.
Yeah. But like it's not as wide as Montero's. That's why like generally like if you get the confirm in, then just go for the other shot and then TC8B. But like generally just like the safer option is just CSA.
Mm-hmm. I will give props for bursting on your first life. Thank you for doing that. You are not playing with a 3K, so you don't have to worry so much about your burst economy. Just do it. That's a good landing punish.
I will say about Gatorade is I do like Gatorade's. I like the way Gatorade moves a little bit. Whilst there is stuff to be worked on, I like seeing how they're moving and stuff. I think that's something I feel like they've managed to pick up pretty decently. Like they're not.
Yeah, and look, right now on this respawn, getting hit by this burst stack was very unfortunate, right? But what we saw from even how low health you saw Deathscythe was on the first life, came back second life and spawned with a burst. That's what happens when you burst first life.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't go used, but please burst on your first life, because you had another trump card to win the game there.
I will say that I'm not a Deathscythe player. I don't really know Deathscythe stuff, but I noticed they did not. Thunder did not use their what's it called? The
jammer.
This move. This move.
The inches.
This right here.
Yeah, AC. Like that's something I like said earlier, but like that can like I can we can work on that, more matches to come, because I did tell them about not to use BC often, because your moveset's gonna be limited completely if you use BC specifically on EW. I don't know if they mistook that or they're just not using AC in general because they forgot, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. But AC is for sure an important tool on this suit for just think of it I don't know if anyone here plays much Blitz, but just think of it exactly like Mirage Colloid, where this is your option to basically move closer for free.
Because as long as you keep moving when you have that on, you're not gonna get hit.
Yeah, it is a longer zero system, and it comes back. So,
it's refillable.
This is something that I mentioned slightly before, and I wanted to mention it again. If the opponent is getting hit, don't go in for melee. Don't go for melee. If there is if this tumor exists on the target lock on, don't melee, please. You went into melee Deathscythe and you got hit by your own teammate assist.
Yeah, we'll see it again at the moment where Deathscythe gets that burst happy birthday. That is the number one. This is why you don't do this. You don't cut with melees unless it's very desperate situation and you do not teammate confirm with melees. We're gonna see it right here. Deathscythe getting a combo, right? And you're okay, that's good. Why did we melee?
Yeah.
Because let this combo play and then pause. I want to show how much life they both lose. Exia just lost 130 and you lost 225. That is almost 400 life that you collectively lost because you tried to cut with a melee.
Yeah, Exia as a suit spawns in with 540. 160 is a lot of health because, do the math, Exia will only have about 200 something left. So yeah, also Exia as a suit does not need to cut with, Exia, yes, Exia has good melees. 8B is an amazing normal, CC8B is incredible. Use sub. Just use sub.
Sub or AC, keep in mind, so this is the other use of the assist, right? Not only is Exia's assist a good landing tool, but it is also his biggest shot, because the GN arms fires 2 big bullets twice. So if you're trying to cut with range, it's a very good confirm tool for this will hit. Because the shots are big and they combo into each other. So right there, I just would have rather seen Exia cutting with AC or just not being there at all and you're bursting Deathscythe.
I'm gonna tune this one to panicking, right? That's what I assume will happen because I saw you do CSA as a self-defense tool, but I'm pretty sure Zeta has some fairly solid self-defense moves.
I don't think CSA is the worst, but one thing namely on Zeta that I'm sure that our resident Zeta player playing this game knows is you're pressured. What you should do is do step, assist, sub. Your fast falls are meant to be used defensively.
Yeah, it's with something like you said, you got the free fall, you've got sub, the grenades, they're really good. The Mega Launcher AC, and a move that I think it's I don't know, it's a funny move, but it moves. It's one of the assists. It does take it up an assist, but the fucking dot assist, and also, come on, man, beam confuse,
Beam confused not as much, I'll say, but especially for Zeta here, I think that because you're getting melee at, basically nearly a guaranteed hit here is doing the step lever assist where Hyaku Shiki does the melee on the Dodai and fast falling it with sub. Just do that. It is a very good defensive option. Maybe one of Zeta's best sequences in this game because the assist is just that good.
Yeah, side BC main or side BC just side BC in general. That's his
Side BC sub, yeah. And we E-bursted at very low health. Let's see, look, the assist is super good. Alright, not that bad. I don't know why we're fooing so much, but this is just kind of scrambly, right?
Yeah, this is really scrambly, and I think watching the Arios is also like one of the freeze points. I don't know what we're doing. Why are we giving each other back shots towards the wall? Like, what are we doing?
This is just a handshake. Yeah. Like, in this...
I don't know what's going on.
In this situation, it's like... Again, I don't get this obsession with fooing that's happening here, but your defensive option... Like, I don't know if this is like... the replay didn't desync, right?
I don't think so. Did Balito's
no
die?
I
don't know, I'm not sure.
What you should do is just like... You should use that. Like, use side assist, sub, fast fall more. Okay, this looks like a desync.
This does look like a desync.
Yeah, okay. But
yeah,
my point still stands. Ignore everything about what the fuck was happening with like the Fuas and stuff. Please use your like assist fast fall more as like defensive. It is very good.
Fuas may be cool as shit, but like that also consumes a fuck ton of boost, so
Yeah.
I actually, this is unrelated, right? But I was watching like a JP video, and it was talking about how like, oh, M-Bond Fuas don't, like, they're decent, but you're much better doing fucking step boost dash. But like,
Yeah. Fuas they're situational. They are very good movement, however, it does use a good bit of boost, and should not be something that you're doing much in neutral.
I like that. I thought that was good. I saw Balito doing consecutive boost dashes, then land when it was in orange boost, and then landed and started doing it again, and now has lots of boost to work with during this interaction.
Yeah.
I think that was really good.
Now here, the AC hits, right? And we just land. Good. Perfect. That confirmed? Not even that bad. That was nice.
Yeah.
A little bit of a vernier issue, but that's fine. It was a good idea. Moving a little too close, the Hyaku or Arios is right behind you. Okay, I like the assist attempt. You should have flipped that earlier if you were going to flip, and you know, this like you love Wave Rider Crash. I won't get on you for it, but you know why that was bad.
Yeah, that like you just fucking like running in head.
Imagine if you flipped that earlier, you might not have died, and you might have been able to get through that with Wave Rider Crash. Think about that.
Like I appreciate like we love Camille in this house, but it's like,
yeah,
come on.
Yeah, you can meme harder if you preserve your health more. Think about it like that. Okay, that was good. I like the Fua. However, that AC sucked. You had the perfect opportunity to just land and then go back to chasing, but you used too much boost and put yourself in a situation. It's something that I've like been talking about with players, is that there's this weird disconnect that happens with people playing defensively, where they're like, okay, I'll move away, and then when they see that they moved away and successfully dodged something, they start shooting back, and they keep having to boost dash to like reface and shoot back. If you moved away and dodged, and you have the opportunity to land, do it, and then go on the offensive when you have a full boost bar. That's all I gotta say about that. Just like don't get your like offense and defense mixed up, because then you end up using too much boost.
Yeah, what CG said. That's totally not something you're gonna see in my Banshee.
Don't worry, I'll flame you for it too.
Anyways, I feel like this interaction is also like, as you see you boost ammo, like your assist ammo in here. I feel like, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys win this interaction anyways, but Exia is, you know, like Exia is comboing Deathscythe. Arios is like really low health. I feel like when Arios was really close here, you could have gone away with a side BC and done the kill, but we'll see how it plays out. Oh, never mind.
Okay. A little bit of a misconfirm. That's all right. That was unfortunate. Okay, I do actually like doing a non-flip burst here, as long as you run away and don't get hit. Excellent, excellent, perfect. No nuts.
No.
That was okay. We're gonna a little silly. Don't do that.
Yeah, we're not gonna pay, just like we've gone.
You see the big GN arms? That's not your combo anymore. It never was. Okay, good fastfall. Okay, no need to Fua, but that's fine. Still landed in a safe spot. Good landing, not an overheat.
Oh, for some reason, like.
Okay, too much.
Can we dip in the salsa?
I don't know why you didn't lose the game.
That was so punishable.
Oh my god. Oh, okay. So it's a miracle you won this. You should have been punished.
Yeah, you did not.
Yeah, no, like multiple times there. You were an overheat, like what, thrice?
Yeah. This is gonna sound really mean, but you guys did not deserve to win this game. Because you had.
Yeah. For sure. You definitely had like 3 moments where if they looked at you and pressed a button, the game was over.
There was also like several opportunities where you could have ended the game, but the game was not ended.
Okay, I want to watch this match, and I want to look at Strike Noir, and I just want to, like, I already talked about, like, the Strike Noir when we were watching stuff on stream, but I just want to talk about it again here.
Alright, I also...
The main thing that I'm going to say is that you never used CSB.
I did some homework, okay? Today and yesterday, I actually, like, learned some Strike Noir solely for this. And prior to this, if you watch like the
somebody say Strike Noir.
Hi Phoenix.
No.
Yeah. So prior to this, I did not know that you could CSB could cancel into sub, AC, and BC. Or sorry, everything Strike Noir does cancels into BC, or additionally BC and sub or AC. And now that I know this, I feel like I can, you know, nitpick more. Because, holy shit, I did not know Strike Noir was this stupid.
Yeah, so the big thing with Strike Noir that I'm going to point out is that CSB is like, you can cancel into all your tools from pressing CSB. The basic Strike Noir, like, gameplay loop, a lot of it is going to be, you're holding CSB, and then you do CSB sub, boost dash sub. It's a very good confirm, and it uses both so that it refills on empty.
Already a big mistake is that you're not charging CSBM round start. Also,
yeah, but it's like that doesn't happen for like the whole game. So just like know it now. You should be pressing CSB on this seat.
Another thing. So this is a mechanic that's actually like not really shown, not really talked about, whether like, but CSAs and CSBs can be cancelled into. But sorry, it can be cancelled into off of like nearly everything in the game. Melee whiffs, so you can do CSB or CSA. Like boost or whatever, any move, all moves directly cancel into CSAs and CSBs, and so that's what also makes Strike Noir CSB so potent.
For sure, because it is just like he has charge shots that he can constantly do cancels from, but that starts getting advanced. Now, the ACs are fine. I'm glad that you spent the sub. Right here, want you to back up, and then, yeah. AC is good. AC is another move that refills on empty. Thank you for using it. And you should have confirmed that with 2 subs. Even if the second sub hits OTG, your subs start refilling. And this is just, you didn't watch your ammo. But yeah, the positioning is alright. I'm at least glad that you're not, like, trying to go really hard with, like, melees on Strike Noir, since he's not that kind of suit. Just, like... in neutral, I'd like you to do like sub boost dash sub more when you're trying to like hit a landing. It's an important thing with Strike Noir, outside of the charge shots thing, is just both your sub and AC are 2 charge buttons that refill on empty, so you should try using both. Like when you're gonna press one, press both charges.
Another thing I'll say is that AC is being more used as a landing punish in these matches when it should be used more defensively to dodge certain projectiles.
Yeah, a really strong defensive sequence for Strike Noir is doing side AC, side BC.
Yeah, side AC, side BC, because Strike Noir AC cancels into BC, and that's like
And BC cuts tracking.
yeah, BC cuts tracking, and it's like really safe, and it goes so far. I did like the BC usage here just to get away from Zeta and Exia, but like I said, worth noting that you can cancel into BC out of every single move that Strike Noir does. Every single move.
Yeah, and then right here, could have backed up a little bit, especially since you just used your BC, but you at least bursted on your first life, so you have another one. And I don't know about overheating in green lock. Again, just general tip to people, don't do that.
Zeta's cut in the situation. Ooh!
Oh, you didn't look at the bursting Exia. You actually got saved by, like, your E-burst defensive scaling. Because you were dead otherwise. But yeah, I think that the problems for that were, like, not that much, just pretty easy to point out, Strike Noir stuff, of just, like, use the charges, chain your moves together, please press CSB. That's, like, main notes.
If you don't hear Strike Noir going, Shamans, very basta, Shams, Ike, Shams,
Thunder.
you're not playing Strike Noir. You're playing like 1.5k duel. This game, since I feel like we've covered the general Strike Noir stuff, I want to be going over Arios again, just to see if there if adaptations have been made.
MA mode in front of someone's face.
Oh, that, and also...
Tell him, Saito.
Kiso got on my ass for this like when I first started M-Bot, and like I get it now, but like
Yeah.
Cooked.
Yeah, we immediately moved to the corner and we're cooked.
Genuinely.
You're against an X and a Zeta. Zeta has some stuff they can do on aggro. Exia will put you in the evil ass Transam building, and especially if you put yourself in the corner, ask Arios.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but if you stay here and try to fight, you're getting put in a body bag. Yeah. This is a situation where you run away to the edge of your red lock, even green lock.
You don't really
Which I like this MA to go away. I like this.
Yeah. I pause real quick though before I keep going. One thing about MAs though is that when you want to back out, you don't want to go in a straight line. You don't want to go in a straight line because you're not going to be cutting tracking whatsoever. It will catch up to you.
When I have to tell my friend why they keep getting hit in MA modes. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're moving directly on Vector, which they'll just shoot straight forward and you'll get hit. So do your MA to the side if you're gonna do it defensively.
Also, just a general
that
tip.
That main sub was good.
I was gonna say general tip: if you're not like a Bale or Epion or whatever, don't melee Exia, please.
Yeah, that burst
sucks.
sucks.
Like 8B or so, like 4-6B, or you're dead.
Yeah.
That's like 250 at least.
Bro,
yeah, so I have a question about Arios, right? Are all of the MA missiles, are they cancel routes into each other, or you just do it like when it recovers?
Oh no, you have to do it just when it recovers. It's not a cancel route.
Okay.
That was
well, I mean, you know how like main, you follow it follows up with like 2 missiles, right? When you follow MA mode main.
Yeah.
It's only there where it's a cancel route to a C. That's how that's one of the ways you can do like the overheat sequence, but that's basically that's probably it. Like for like missiles, like canceling each other. So
okay, I was gonna say something about red lock retention, but if that's not the case, then it's not something to worry about. I think I said most of what I wanted to for that set. Just like they can go back and watch over like the tips we had, because it's pretty easy stuff.
I just want to watch this last one more time, just to go with Dr. Thunder's POV, because we had looked at them in a while, and I feel like there was so many lost opportunities from their side, just like lots of lost damage, lots of stuff they could have exploited from both Arios and Noir, but mainly from Arios.
One thing I want to say about Arios and Redlock retention is that for missiles, they can definitely do that if it's in MA mode. Because you can do MA into AC in a... Not MA, MS mode, sorry.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the AC, yeah.
Yeah.
The quick transform.
Missiles.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what any of Exia's melees look like except for 8B.
That's 4-6B.
So okay, here if
Yeah.
if Dr. Thunder wants to know easy Exia combo, the like most regular thing you can do 4/6B and do the 8B derivative and just do that. It is like very solid damage and very easy.
Yeah.
And
if
your
you
side
wanna boost
melee
it a little
is a
bit
very
more-
good button, so like you know it's like you're gonna be hitting that move a lot, and you're gonna be getting fine damage off that. Like it gets a knockdown, it does good damage. It's like easy as shit. That's just what you should do.
You can also just like step into another 4-6 or 5B into AB derivative and get a little bit more damage out of that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really easy to run off and get damage.
Okay, that was a good landing punish. I like that. I kind of the positioning got a little sussy, but it was kind of you were following the way your partner was going. That Omicron specifically, no purpose. Okay. I don't hate doing that, but you can't commit to the whole thing. And this is a, like, I guess probably panic of using all your ammos.
Yeah, fairly sure, but I want to say like, it's just the GN arms is the ones that like takes the longest to recharge, and it's having it just be wasted is a bit like scary.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, good step boost. I love the step boost to dodge. But again, we used our defensive options without landing. If you're going to commit to using your options to dodge, then your goal when you press them is to land. So don't do something that would prevent you from landing.
Also, I wanted to point out that again, burst, like Exia, one of the whole reasons that Exia runs F burst is because you burst twice. You can burst twice. If you burst your first life, you're bursting your second life. Or even if you play good enough, I'm pretty sure, I think you can get 2 bursts on your first life, but use your burst. Transam, Exia and Transam is terrifying. You become lurk accurate sets on FCA.
Yeah, you're not giving them the dialogues if you're holding on to that burst. Like your mouth is shut.
Yeah, you didn't burst this game at all.
Even on the 96 HP and like especially before that, you did have opportunities to burst that like I would have just liked to see it. I think if you can set a general rule for yourself, if you want to get better at bursting, always burst first life no matter what health you're at, and then just like either try not to die in it or just try to make something out of it. Pick one or the other. That's how you work on bursting, is like if you want, like let's say you're like playing like the front in the comp, you should just go in. You should just burst and go in. You'll get one next life.
Alright, I want to go over the Strike Noir footage first, because since Gatorade also plays Strike Noir, then after that we can look at my Reborns. This set, I honestly, I did like watch some of my own matches after, and I noticed there was lots of panic in my play and like so many fumbles.
I mean, I spoke on it, I think, on stream. I don't remember if I was commenting this match or if I came in after, but there was definitely like, what is it?
That's decent.
Like not playing the matchup correctly.
What happened?
Did you and Aria stand still at the start of game 1?
Yeah, I was having some technical difficulties.
Oh, okay.
Word.
I thought it decent.
But yeah,
Oh yeah, I remember. I even commented
When we,
here. I was saying,
when we get into it, the first button Fenix ever presses is starting to hold CSB. That's how you should play Strike Noir.
Yeah, Phoenix is using that CSB sub a lot. Trying to get into the edge, just trying to avoid folk.
Ah, that's bad. But you do need to get out of the corner. If that's me, I'm sending that in green either way, just to like do CSB sub to refill both.
I don't know too much.
As well as you've split off really far in positioning right there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like because Phoenix is also just not getting locked on in that interaction. I feel like you could have made lots of like forced them to pay attention to it.
Yeah, I think that'd be an advice I'd give to Phoenix. There is that you kind of are staying in the same spot a lot this match. There was a moment where both Aria and Guesheon moved to like the green hills, and like Mug moved out, and you didn't follow.
Yeah, I think in general a big issue with us is we are trapped in this area right here. Yes, we have a lot of areas in the back end, but Aria is like within this vicinity. We're kind of setting ourselves up to get like pinned.
Yeah, and that's why I'm also talking about like the staying here, because you had the opportunity when Mug moved out. You had the opportunity to take center stage and you didn't take it, and that's kind of why you're back here, is because Mug came back to you.
Yeah, I was getting really low and I wanted to like, okay, now I'm getting over
because right here, you got the down there. I think that honestly, you should go and sit on that down to give Mug the chance to get into center stage, because you had downed no buffs full cloth. And also, you shouldn't be so afraid to send CSB in green lock, because it is a button that works just as well in green lock. Yeah. It's getting a little better now. Of course, the issue is that X1 hasn't taken much damage at all, and full cloth is like waiting to come back next life and cause chaos. What I will say there from Mug, I think that there's like very little situations where you ever burst before full cloth dies here. You need that burst defensively to stabilize the game. And I think, yeah, you have Gagas, which is like, you know, that's like the ultimate shutting down full cloth thing, and I'm glad that we moved out of the corner here. But like just the situation of you bursted earlier both doesn't give you the comeback into this game, and makes it so that like Fenix has to like int forward to try and get you a burst, as well as just like it like removes your ability to come back, you know. If you had saved the burst for when you killed full cloth, like been able to kill full cloth without burst, you could have basically traded bursts and then maybe built another one yourself.
You're gonna see my POV now. Oh boy.
Yeah, and from I'll probably be able to talk about it a little bit more, like specifically watching like the actual plays from your POV. But I think that if I had to name like the issue, like the big issue with this match, it was the way you bursted.
I'm way too high in here. I know this X1 card is isolated, so I tried to go for X1 a little bit, but then full cloth is ended up punishing me.
Yeah, and also you got up immediately into buffed full cloth, by the way.
Yeah. I'm not ice.
You could have gotten smacked for it.
I'll be honest, something I noticed about myself, and I can kind of see why in there. I cannot tell when full cloth is full, like, double buffed or not. Okay, so let me switch to the other POV, the other. You can see.
Yeah, so what I'll say is for this matchup, because in every single match Guesheon has double buffed at the start of the game, like timeout, like 20-30 seconds, however long those buffs last, just keep in mind when that runs out on the timer, because it'll be at the same time every time. Like Full Cloth is out of buffs now.
Yeah, hey, I get whiffed trying to do Gargas. That was just me. That was just misplay on my hand.
Yeah, because there is also the like visual indicator, but if you like are too far, it's like hard to see. Just keep in mind the timer, because right now like the glow on the shoulders and the like trail on the sword, that's double buffs.
Yeah, I see Guesheon has melee buff up. I think they double buff. Yeah, I'm trying to do
Yeah.
here. I think.
Yeah, because the shooting buff is the glow on the shoulders.
I think my idea here is I saw Guesheon run out of buffs, so I tried bursting, tried to be a little more aggro, and sadly no play was made out of it.
That is both a matter of like I don't think it was the worst burst because you took no damage during it, right? But if you want to use that burst offensively because you're like, oh, Full Cloth has no buffs, you have to like communicate that, and your partner has to follow up, right? Like you're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna either go both like double lock Full Cloth, or you're gonna go and keep X1 busy.
Yeah, here I died.
Yeah, you died here, and this is like, okay, this is like maybe the first time in the game that Fenix has gotten off the hill.
This is fucking Willem Dafoe looking up into the sky gift. Double buffed, excellent Full Cloth looking at me, like running towards me. I think I do win this interaction though because I've got Gagas and Gagas and Gagas being Gagas. Bro. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I just Gaga here and punish Guesheon for it. I think Guesheon was what I said about Guesheon was like being way too ambitious and like so first life. Oh, I said about Guesheon like playing aggro, and if you get aggroed by Guesheon, you're fucking dead. But that interaction right there was case in point of what I meant by Guesheon. Yeah, if they get hit like defense, hit by like fucked up defense stuff, they get cooked.
Yeah. And then like a small thing of just like you took like it wasn't that much of a hit because X1 Kai didn't actually confirm it, but when you got the hit on Guesheon, you like rather than doing like a fast fall, you locked onto Aria and then moved straight backwards, which got you hit because of the vector. So either I think you should have fast falled or just like done your BC to the side.
Something that was really bad here. I when I was rewatching my VOD, I winced. The fact that I had one, I wasted a lot of boost. Two, I wasted a lot of boost. I got hit by the X1 Kai assist, and overall just a really rough play. To put myself in bad situation, get down to here. And I ended up wasting my Gagas a little bit as well.
Yeah, and again, this burst was very bad just in terms of like situation, because there is very little chance you get another burst in this game. And Full Cloth is going to be like a word.
Yeah,
and then just like come back second life. Like the only reason that you didn't lose the game immediately is because you're playing Reborns here, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm fucking SQ warrior. And then hey, I'm just
and yeah, now you're out of Gagas and it is bleak.
Yeah.
So that's what I have to say about your perspective of that match. But I think that final burst was a very bad macro decision.
Well, what was really bad about it again? The fact that like I used it after like fucking.
It was the fact that you used it before Full Cloth died. Because Full Cloth, no matter what is going to happen in this game, Full Cloth is going to try and die first. Because this, like, for Full Cloth, the rest of that first life no longer matters at that health. The only thing in Full Cloth's mind at that point is, I'm going to die, respawn, double buff, and F burst, and I'm going to, like, win the game.
Yeah.
And your only, like, way out of that is having your defensive options and having your burst. And you used your burst before Full Cloth died. Which just meant that, like, you were, like... Because if you didn't burst there, then Full Cloth has to hesitate on you being the target a little bit. Because you have Transam, F-Burst, and your Reborns. Like, you can run away without even using your defensive options at that point.
Okay,
well, maybe not because it's buffed Full Cloth, but, like, it becomes really hard to actually get the hit on you if you save that burst.
I think this game, I get a little bit like mentally off of it. I guess that's like gonna like start panic maximum. Yeah.
Had a good landing there, but then the back turn main. Gaga's, yup. I think that Guesheon must learn to respect Gagas and count them when you are fighting Reborns.
That was just bad movement. That was just really bad movement. Got hit by CSA.
Yeah.
For no reason.
If anything, I'd say that was really praiseworthy from Aria's end of like getting on your vector and pressing buttons. Okay, that's good CSA. Just land. Yep. Now, Full Cloth just got double buffs, and you're in the corner, so what needs to happen is you need to, move right to Fenix, and just, like, you, honestly, are shooting back too much while Full Cloth is in double buffs. I think that even though you're, like, a suit that can, like, do screen pollution and do, like, sequences, I think that you're just, like, spending a little too much boost on being like, ooh, I'm going to put out something that you have to deal with. When you're the one having to deal with Full Cloth right now.
Yeah.
Like, it is not your turn to do offense.
I was thinking about this after this game. There's two major things I noticed, and it was one, I didn't burst on my first life, and two, Full Cloth was downed. Full Cloth was downed, I had burst, and they had no buffs up. I could have abused that so badly, but instead I was focused too much on X1 kind, I was just like playing too far away.
As well as just like for this comp, in the like time where you actually get to do offense, I think it's very important to have better stage positioning, because like Reborns is a suit that can put out a lot of screen pollution with fangs and funnels, and Strike Noir is like permanently putting out walls on the map. So if you have center screen, then you can basically like control the way they have to move by just putting out buttons when you're standing at the center.
Yeah, it's like as an allegory. I know it's like if like Phoenix and I, let's like they said, this is me and Phoenix. We have so much stuff we have to like worry about, like so many directions. But if we were in the middle, we're like, haha, like this middle, haha, lol, this is our fucking danger zone.
Yeah. And at that point, it's like, especially in the moment where like you take that space, and you take that space during the time where Full Cloth doesn't have buffs, Full Cloth is having to run from you, and by you like keeping that space, it forces like X1 to move up as you like start cornering them to be like, hey, don't hit my like no buffs Full Cloth, please. And then you just like get to hit X1. Because a lot of what happened was like you didn't make use of the time where Full Cloth was down, and so much of your time was spent like paying attention to Full Cloth that X1 got hits for free.
Also, that was a panic Gaga right there after the Very Buster assist.
Okay, getting up there isn't the worst, but you know.
Yeah, Phoenix is like doing work this game. So those was really good Very Buster assist, and I just guessed wrong like 3 different times.
Yeah, it just seemed like an execution error at the end, but that was definitely like the big takeaway of this whole set, I think, was that you didn't take advantage both in like resources and spacing, like positioning on like the Full Cloth timer.
Yeah, I'm gonna play
which
again, but...
both let Full Cloth play really aggro and let X1 get hits for free because you weren't looking at X1 that much, like neither of you were.
I'm gonna play this this match again, but look at from Guesheon POV. Guesheon and or X1 kind, like alternate between.
I actually wanna look at probably X1 more here, because again, like Guesheon playing really good, but I want to point out the moments in where like X1 is barely being like locked or pressured. Like right here, it's pretty obvious because Full Cloth is buffed in the corner, right? Like this is just what X1 is gonna do. And right when the timer hits like 2:15 here, is like Full Cloth has no buffs, and now X1 is moving up to protect Full Cloth, right? And this is the moment where either you should choose someone to double lock.
And I think
which is sort of happening here, but like not much is coming of it. Like you're not really playing that aggro, not moving into like the space that you need to take.
Yeah, I had burst in here. But I just didn't work with it. Like I could have made good work with it, but I didn't.
Yeah, and you spent all that time, and now Full Cloth has buffs again, and look how like they've just pushed you into the corner, right?
Right. And you just get whipped on a wake up, and then I'm dead without no burst, no bitches, no money.
Okay. Kind of missed the confirm. It's like whatever. Sent an assistant green lock. That sucks. Now I think that like that was kind of like a tough situation, but you do need to just like move straight away because you're like, oh, Reborns is bursting. This is like someone's gonna take it, and I don't want it to be me, right? And X1 is moving up more now, which is like, I think that X1 should be moving up even more. Like this, like exactly, because Full Cloth is now like the path back into the game. And, you know, it was just a good play.
I feel like I could have made better work on the X1 kind of having mantle as well. I could have like exploited that level, but I was just in too much danger. Like I was getting bodied by Full Cloth.
Yeah, that is the other thing, is X1 Kai has no special landing techniques once like Cloth is down.
Yeah. Right, this is a game where
we can watch this game.
Yeah, this is when Phoenix and I tried to do something different. Phoenix wanted to switch to Exia, and I wanted to switch to V2. I generally feel like V2 could have worked in this situation. It's just that I am a lot more inexperienced with V2 than I am Reborns.
And we can also look at Exia to just show like a little bit more Exia things for Thunder.
Yeah. Well, what would you want to see first?
I don't mind either way. I kind of want to look at V2 just as like looking at the whole like way this game plays out. Where it's like, okay, we're both going to trade our immediate buffs, and we're both going to be like scary as hell. Like, because your main one-shot's Cloth.
Yeah.
And so you're like, yeah, this is actually like pretty good. And now you're pushing the advantage on X1 Kai, it's great.
Yeah, I feel like this game started out pretty well for me, and then it just kept going downhill and downhill and downhill.
Yeah, now it's down for both of you, and Fenix is doing a good job of moving up and trying to put pressure on X1. Moved up a little too hard.
I think at
this point you make the decision that Fenix is taking the life, right? Like you should.
Yeah, I think a big issue is that after that, Phoenix just starts to play a lot further back. Phoenix bursted in and just started playing back and shooting and shit. And me, I just use bomb.
Yeah.
I get my assault butter again, and I try to exert more pressure, but then our situation is so bad where I'm both low health and Phoenix is both low health, and you're both both die at the same time, and we get killed.
that was a like team misplay of like, also again, you like this is getting you back into the game, right? But I want to see this after you get a kill, because you can either like smack the shit out of the person who's gonna come to protect, or you can like kill the person who's like low after like one has died, and then like run down their spawn. Which is like, now X1 like Full Cloth is in burst, and Fenix has to burst on repair to do anything. And X1 Kai was still holding onto a burst this whole time as well. Like, ideally, you want to like either get their bursts out first or get their life out first. But like the whole like event, like the fucking canon event that this loss stemmed from, was neither of you like in the moment where Fenix went to 97 HP, and especially when Fenix bursted first life, so there wouldn't be like an immediate burst next life, or like holding onto a burst for like defensive if you were gonna like play passive. You needed to make the decision that one of you is taking it, and it probably should have been Fenix.
Yeah, there's like a miscommunication and shit. Alright, we'll go with Phoenix's POV this time out.
I may have to leave early real quick though, so y'all are in like the last half of the replay, so y'all can go on ahead and like finish it off.
Okay.
I'll see you guys.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that sub main was, I don't know about doing it from that high, but it's what it is. He didn't really get punished for it. And that was bad positioning from Guesheon. And this was bad positioning from Fenix. I don't know why we went in that hard. And it's like, okay, in this moment, like the burst comes out to like save like your health, right? I think that's wrong. I think if you're using this F burst, you're like, okay, this is like a few, like 5 or 6 seconds before Full Cloth has buffs. I'm gonna try and get a hit on Full Cloth and then not die in this burst and then die after. But unfortunately, like, you guys kind of like didn't move out of move away from the wall with that burst, and you didn't communicate who should die first, and now this gets really bad.
Yeah, it got like really dicey. After this game, though, the next set, I remember Fenix opts out, Phoenix chooses to, or like Phoenix, I swap places. I swap back.
Please save me.
We swap places. Phoenix starts fronting, I start backing. Phoenix starts doing full save, and then I tried playing Montero, and after that went to Banshee. Just you know, I went Banshee just so we could like have something to do against like the aggressiveness of because Banshee.
Yeah, and it's like it's hard to say whether Fenix should have moved up or not here, but I mean it's kind of like a doomed situation being in repair, and like they still have like 3k cost left on the board. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next matches.
Alright, these matches I think are just going to two main takeaways from these matches from what I remember, and that is this is kind of me hoping to like I want to see you guys defend, and I don't want to see you guys giving us the advantage, because the big issue with Goufi Ignited is it's a test suit. This suit has no approach at all, but if it approaches you, you're kind of fucked. But they essentially gave us approach. I want to see Al's POV first on Destiny, because it's the suit we have this game.
Yeah. And again to L, I mean I already talked about it before, right? I don't know why we're holding C to the sky. I saw like maybe 1 or 2 boost dashes in there.
Yeah, that, and also I just saw Wings of Flight get wasted. You did AC, and so the way Wings of Flight works is if you press AC and then follow up with directions, you start doing like little dashes into that direction that don't use don't need boost, and 2 cut tracking in this game. They're very strong. After that, you can do like a melee, you can do a main, and the main option is really good because it stuns, and it is just insane.
Yeah, and in melee range, doing wings into side boomerangs is a super strong option.
Yeah.
But instead, we see raw melee into 5B string. 5B string is really high damaging, but I honestly wouldn't recommend it unless you're like, okay, well, I'm trying to kill someone.
Yeah, you went into the air here, you had 0 boost, and you got your landing punished by Goufi Whip, and that's free 180 damage. Yep.
Yeah, and again, this is what I'm talking about with using the 5B string. You canceled it early because you were worried about getting hit, when instead you could have done like 2B step 2B. Destiny's 2B is an incredible combo tool because it bound downs and you can do it like 3 times, and even if you only hit it once, you can get a really good combo after. If you're going to like default to any melee combo on Destiny, do 2B as many times as it takes to down.
Another case in point, going into the sky, giving me a free approach. I'm playing Goufi, you give me a free approach, and ideally you should be beating my fights because you're playing Destiny, but 2, you're doing it with 0 boost. Oh, but I get hit because I'm trash at the game. Of course.
That was a good barrel roll shot. I don't like trying to 8B after. I think you should have just left that be. And here, this is like actually, like it's so close to being like the right positioning of like we're together, we can defend now, right? And then you kind of move away from Strike Noir and Goufi Nugget spawns here and bursts on you. You also immediately got up into a burst. Please stay down if someone is bursting on you. There's basically no reason to get up because you're putting yourself in a situation where you have to deal with a burst for longer.
Yeah, it's also like you have someone that's an F burst right in front of you, and you pop S burst and you stay in front of them when one, you are really low health, you should have just ran away, and two, you managed to get yourself killed in burst, and now you're overcasted, and two, you have no burst to play with.
Mm-hmm.
And
again with the holding C, the thing is, right, is that there is like a world where even with this bad habit, Destiny can get away with it because Destiny can start doing wings and then spamming the back movement. The thing with wings backwards, again, wings uses no boost and every dash cuts tracking. Going backwards gives you a ton of height and like evasiveness for 0 boost. Also, right there, you could have whiff canceled the BC into wings, but that's like an advanced Destiny thing of like most things can be whiff canceled into wings.
It's just the things to point out that match was one, the bad usage, or like a bad makes it sound a lot harsher than it.
Honestly, how it is, bad usage of boost.
Yeah, they're like really bad usage of boost. You're moving up and like you're just staying in the sky. You're landing with 0 boost. You're getting yourself punished. But the thing is, Destiny specific. Use Wings of Flight. Abuse Wings of Flight. I'd argue it's one of the greatest. Not even Ambon. One of the.
It is. This is one of the greatest tools that has ever been made in EX versus, and it's the reason why there's maybe only ever been one version where Destiny was like below mid tier, and that was like a weird version. But like the suit, ever since having like this tool set, has never been bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And it's because of this incredibly abusable tool that you could be abusing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like since Maxiboost, Exia, sorry, not Exia, well, not Exia, since Maxiboost, Destiny has been high tier and above.
Yeah.
And maybe now it's in like its strongest state in Overboost because that game is a meme.
Well, not really, but that's not the point. We're reviewing VODs.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Right. Oh no, sorry. I want to go with the Strike Noir in this part because I feel like Strike Noir was doing like took some of the good stuff that was incorporating into previous matches and like chucked out the window in this match.
Yeah, main sub cancel is also good. Guesheon's right. Especially just like Destiny Boomerang is a tool that, like many boomerangs, has a very low cooldown because it just starts recharging when it comes back.
Yeah, okay. This is a bit sneaky, but so you switched locked in here, and you paid attention to the Phoenix's Goufi with your front, but you neglected your minimap, and I managed to just run into you for free. Like it was no challenge for me. Like outside. Yeah, you see, you paid attention. You looked at me once. And you see in your minimap, Goof Ignited is 10 kilometers near you, 5 kilometers, and then I just go in and hit you with the assist and combo you.
Yeah.
And you
right here, you know, if you want to play defensive, think of playing defensive as like you're waiting, like it's no longer your turn. You have to like give up your turn and then come back later, right? Like. Defensive play in this game is not shooting and just moving into a position where you're safe. It's a little different with Strike Noir because some of his like shooting tools like AC are like actual strong defense, but as like a general rule, just move like away.
The same
and
issue.
Again, this was not looking at minimap.
Yeah, the same issue happened here. I just approached him. You looked behind you, switched targets. Like I think you might have looked in the middle, but you did it way too late, and you eventually got hit. And this is how you end up overcasting your partner. This is I feel like I fumbled a little bit because I saw my team again. But yeah, he ended up overcasting Joe 3k, and that is what eventually lost you the game. In case you're skipping using timestamps, by the way, and not watching the first match, use CSB. Use CSB, man.
Yeah.
Zactoire. Yeah, you see the indicator flashing red. Look behind you. Yeah, Phoenix is also still behind you again, but you turned around.
This is, you didn't look at the person bursting, but you were like double locked, so it's kind of hard not to get hit. Unless you use Strike Noir's defensive options. That was good cover. But again, we're using AC as barrage when we could be pressing sub at people. Like, that landing that you just saw from Fenix behind you could have been subbed. Yeah, Destiny just dies here, unfortunately. But the pattern that's going to be coming in with the double goof games is, like, you gotta play more defensively, play for your life.
What happened? PlayStation?
Oh, thanks, Ambon.
Amazing job, PlayStation. Good job.
Sony said we've seen enough.
Yeah, no Zactua. Oh, I have to scroll down. Actually, wait, since I'm scrolling down, this is what I wanted to show off real quick. So with Rex, there's 3 or 2.5 techniques that are vital with Rex. One of them is general, one of them is Rex specific. So the first one is Zusa. I think you know about Zusa, or you've heard of Zusa, but after a peon step and you gain your boost back really fast. In general, just use peon a lot. If you peon in green lock, you just move away. If you peon in red lock, you peon towards the enemy.
The important thing to explain why peon Zusa is good is that doing peon Zusa, for one thing, the step is cutting tracking, and the 2B itself is already kind of hard to hit. For another, no matter what boost you're at, as long as that step doesn't overheat you, the recovery is the exact same. It's very fast.
Yeah, so see how, like, orange? Oh, I already. Oh, and overheat?
That was overheat, yeah. The rainbow uses more than you think. But, like, right there, like, it's the same recovery as if you did it in blue. That's why it's so good.
The other one that's Rex specific is using CSA to cancel movement. So, look how I'm gonna, like, be in the sky, command dash. I let go of CSA and I just immediately, I went into a free fall immediately. This is like Rex BMB, you know, like doing 2B.
Yeah.
2B CSA.
Rex 101 is doing command dash CSA, usually doing step into command dash CSA because it brings you to the ground fast and the tail will also cover you.
2B step command dash CSA, baby.
Yeah, also CCSB, TC8B, CSA. The other one is, so ending your combos, right? You can just go into sub, or if
does he not have that as a direct cancel route? Can he not just do 5 BP sub without stepping?
Oh, he can. Wow, I'm trash.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not too knowledgeable with ranks. Or if you want to go into melee derivatives, your best melee derivative is AB. AB is like,
yeah,
it's really cut resistant. It goes really far and it does a lot of damage. So
yeah, it's like, still less cut resistant than finishing your combo fast, or just like another like good notes like melee combo is like you do a melee and then step 2B.
Yeah.
The bound down, because even if you don't yellow here, this is like very good because they get knocked down no matter what.
Like it's just worth doing. Like considering with ranks, you can cancel into command dash over everything. Doing like command dash peon Zusa, Command dash. Fuck me. Command.
And like if you're holding like a CSA in the middle of your combo, you can cancel 2B directly into command dash on hit, which skips the part of like having to like go away and then do command dash. Like you'll just do 2B and then command dash and release your CSA, and it's like, okay, well, got the combo. The just like one thing that can happen there is sometimes the CSA will hit them and then the down won't finish. So you might want to send the CSA towards the other person, but like don't think about it too hard. Basically, just like you can do better combos.
The other one is I wanted to go over some like with Dr.Thunder, because Dr.Thunder wants to know about Exia movement. So if Exia movement, I'd rather be corrected on this because I don't want to be wrong. But for the most part, it's like 46 BC. What the hell is wrong with me? 46 BC is really 46 BC is like really good, and Peon is also really good. Like 341. Wait, sorry.
Yeah. What I will say with Peon is, Peon doesn't have that much recovery by itself, so you can just do it. As well as if you do Peon, you can like delay your step near the end of it and then do step assist main. That's a very easy way to do a very good step Amikyon because it's very low to the ground and it's mixing up your landing. Like you could even go lower.
Oh, well, what am I doing?
But the point is, it's like that is a really, really solid like gameplay loop, I guess, for Exia. Is your two like the hot BC as well as the like side slash BC are both incredibly strong. Like not that much boost movement, as well as like they both have like very good uses in green lock. Where if you're like green locked to someone, then the hot one will just go whatever direction you're facing. And if you're green locked to someone, the side one will just go whatever direction your side is instead of like curving towards someone. So it goes basically in a straight line towards that direction, using like a third of the boost that you would have used to go that distance. It's incredible movement. Part of the reason why Exia is such a strong 2K, because he doesn't have to worry about the issue of 2Ks having less boost, because he has all of this incredible movement and landing techniques.
I'm like,
another thing.
Face away from them, and go into overheat and just spam 2 BC.
No, you can leave.
Yeah, you can do this to run away.
Another thing is with Exia, right? As like I said about, I was talking about Exia and 8B a little bit before, but Exia 8B just grants it really good combos because if you do 8B main, it's like a little like it sticks them in the air for very long, and you can kind of get creative. My Exia combos are a little like long, like this is like the best I can do, but they die.
But yeah, with regards to that. That's like the good Exia combos you can do. If you want a serviceable and good Exia combo, please just do buttons into AP derivative. Like this is the combo that you should be doing 90% of the time if you are like not trying to be like the most optimal like God Daigo Exia. Like please just do that. It is like really solid damage. It gives it down and you don't have to think about it.
Also, another thing, right? I mentioned briefly before. Transam is just stupid. Okay, so you look how fast you go, right? You become way faster, and also your normals just go really far. Like CCAB becomes juice, fucking.
U5B.
Also, your burst attack is like really damn good. Like it's still a burst attack at the end. Burst attacks are like inherently risky, but for a burst attack, Exia burst attack is like terrifying. And off of combos, if you do have to confirm, it does like an insane amount of damage. And 5B as well, like Phoenix said previously.
Another important thing to note, again on Exia being a 2K, like you'll still find situations where you use a lot of boost. Know that F burst is extremely broken in this game. And even bursting at half gives you 70% boost back. you can win interactions just by like using your boost to make them use boost, and then you press burst and you have like almost a full boost bar. And again, yeah, 5B combo, incredibly good. Look at that damage.
But yeah, like so what CG went over previously. I can't really do any of this, but burst. So F burst gives like 70% of your boost back on a half burst. On a full burst, I think it's your full boost bar.
It is 100 on full.
Yeah, but on a half burst, it gives 70%, and that is massive.
It's a ridiculous amount. It's enough to get you from orange to almost blue.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Okay, now back to the tournament. After that, after the Goofy games, I know there was a that was when Al went back to Rex. Where the hell?
Yeah,
am
you
I?
just have to find where Goof is. He stands out.
Shining Akatsuki.
Look for
Hold on.
Goof.
I was saying Shining Akatsuki X3 Dragon.
That there were games happening. Okay,
yeah.
found the Goofs.
Yeah. Zactoir.
Yeah, but I feel like I said a lot of what I want to about the Goof game, so I'll probably mostly let it run and just like say little things where I see them. Because like it all stems from one thing, and it's just you need to basically imagine you're a zoner in this matchup. I like confirming with that assist, but you know it didn't work out. Okay, I think I saw like the idea of trying to do BCCSA.
Thought was forming.
Yeah, where the bastard is learning as he fights.
The whips in the air. This not OB, little bro.
Oh my god, the fucking Savior assist actually finished the down.
You're playing trash Goofy, not top tier Goofy or high tier Goofy.
Yeah, and this game also just like, you let the Goofs run wild. He said, "Harani about it, and that's exactly what he did.
Zactoir. Whipping that thing.
I feel like if Atherin heard Hane say that, he's like punching me in the face, right? Like Atherin's definitely the straight man in the conversation who hears someone say Hakutua and he like takes your teeth out. He's like, "You're stupid." Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, strike Noir POV. Like, I love the same thing where it's like...
It's like, oh no, we're separated, and now Gufu's just gonna be like, "Aha, it's free.
Yeah,
It's free."
This is where I left my lesson from the first game, and I just kept OQing Strike Noir, and yeah, Strike Noir just didn't really have much to do.
I mean, that's how you play this comp. It's just like, when Goof actually knocks you down, the Oki is terrifying.
That, but it's also like, I haven't seen a single BC. BC could save your butt in this situation, but
Yeah, sub BC out of there.
Sub BC, ACBC, like.
yeah, like there's a lot you could be doing, but you got stuck in Mickey's Dick Smasher.
I did mention this on commentary in this match that I thought this Rex burst was actually good, aside from not finishing that down.
High name's Western Flussy. Yeah, Rex gets overcasted, which is terrible for Rex. I think after the fact that you died and after dying, okay, so that interaction in general was terrible because you died to a Goofy that was in burst, and the first thing you did after you respawned was immediately go back to that Goofy. When again you're playing Strike Noir, you can just zone us out entirely and not like let's touch you. And then
for this situation, I gotta butt in on that because this is your Rex is at like 89 HP. Rex only spawns with 110 on 2.5 overcost. You do need to like go and make things happen because Rex now needs to like not die to like save the game, right? So because Strike Noir has the ability to press sub, and sub will hit you, but sub wasn't happening, and you also didn't use this burst offensively.
Yeah, it's like I mean, like in general, if the game was going normally and you didn't overcast your ticket, like spawning in and then immediately going into the bursting Goufi was like I feel like a really fucked up choice. And then bursting when you're about to get hit by that savior assist. So like you bursted and then you immediately got hit and stunned.
Yeah. Like yeah, it was good that you were going in to like try and like, you know, actually save the game because you have to. It's just it could have been done better. Because again, we're not pressing sub at all. Like, oh well, we press sub.
And melee.
But you gotta press sub way more. And defensively, you should be pressing PC way more. And again, press CSP. It's free. It's free, it has no ammo.
Yep, and it's really, really spammable, and you can cancel into CSP from your entire move list.
Yeah.
Alright, this is the grand finals. This is where things got really sticky, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go. Which POV do you want to see, the Montero or the full Saber?
Let me see Full Saber first.
Mm-hmm.
So they saw the Montero POV during the actual tournament.
Yeah, that's right. I feel like
I will see it again, but I want to see Full Saber first.
I feel like I have a lot of things to say because this is okay. I watched some of the Reborns matches. I didn't watch any of the didn't watch my Montero match, but from what I remember, I played Montero like I didn't play Montero the way I would normally play Montero. It's like I'm not gonna like fucking toot my own horn and say I'm good at Montero, but like I feel like I know some Montero stuff. I feel like those matches I did not play Montero like I normally play Montero.
I mean, I don't know why you're on F burst, but alright, so this is kind of alright. You actually like, I think Montero bled a little bit, but Full Saber managed to stay pretty healthy. With Montero being on F burst and you being Full Saber, I think right now what you should be doing is like trying to hit X1 Kai during the time where Full Cloth can't contribute much, and you should, as Full Saber, like Montero was fronting this life. You're now back.
I'm curious, considering you said Montero, like why am I on F burst? What burst would? Because I see JP players like alternate between like S and F, and I feel like I figured I kind of like how F plays.
That, I mean, for a lot of like JP players still playing this game, they're like either playing shuffle or like playing in like big lobbies that like isn't really like tournament stuff. I think that Montero either runs S or E. Like F is more of a like for fun burst for him, and also because F burst is like a broken burst in this game. But if your true intention is to back, I think you're S or E. S lets you have your like actually like contributing buttons more often because 80% of your suit is pressing side sub, and E just lets you stabilize the game, as well as you still get your ammos back for rebursting. And like, because you're a like the thing with E-burst as well, right? Is because you are a 2K. You respawn with more health on overcost, which is more health to get an E-burst and flip, as well as even if you get hit in your burst, because of damage modifier and respawning with more, like you still have a lot more chance to get another burst in the game.
Well, from what I remember in the JP wiki, right? Like JP weekends, like a lot of the players, I've actually never seen a Montero use E-burst. I've only seen FRS, because and when I like remember when I saw the JP wiki, it was like FRS like Montero doesn't have a good burst choice. All of them are like kind of scuffed. Because with F burst, it's like you get the whole boost thing, and you can get more out of side sub. But with S, you get more usage of side sub. But it's like you get more usage of side stuff and you get more usage of main, but you're not working with more boost. Whereas with E, I feel like it's the one that you rock least because you already get 2 bursts, and it is like I don't really like rocking E on 2.2K. I mean,
yeah, but the thing is like, let's look at the team comp of Montero full Saber, right? Full Saber is a guy who is so defensive until he gets burst, and then he has, you know, a Setsuna F burst, right? You are staying stable so that you can play this like delicate game of being the back who hits landings and then fucks off and doesn't take damage, to give Setsuna over here the optimal like game of I get to burst and win the game, and then I can trust that my partner is not going to like die or take a ton of damage, and the game state will be fine when I burst again. So that's why E is really good. It's just like it's entirely a supporting burst of like, because you can use it offensively. It still gives you like boost back, gives you more boost back than S does, and it like still refills your ammos, which is, you know, huge for Montero because his threat is like 2 of his ammos. It's the fact that he has a versus 2 assist, and it's the fact that he has that whip. But that's why I think that E is better. But we see the Montero for one game here, so we can just watch Montero from this perspective, and I can talk about it. It's the same thing with like Full Saber and Quanta, even though they're a little bit different suits. They're both suits that like their time to shine is when they get burst. And also that Amakion kind of had no point, and now you don't have your assist.
Yeah, that Amakion is really bad. Yeah, and like I'm just side sub is staying in the reserve the entire time. No use to just side
yeah,
sub.
which
That's why immediately after this I just went to Banshee. I feel like
it is a little tough with like both of them being, you know, characters with cloth. But even if you're like, it's the quote unquote punish is I hit their cloth and then I land safely, that's fine. Especially on full cloth, because he only gets the cloth once per life. And like, you know, right here we looked away from buff full cloth.
Yeah.
As well as you are still trying to position like a back when you're on 3 HP and your partner has 345, where you should be the one positioning like a front now, because your job is to take this life.
Yeah, it died no burst, so like the F burst pick wasn't even utilized on here. They're not bursting in my first line.
Yeah. As well as like, I mean, what? Because Montero has the BC, he has the spin, but what like other like approaching melee does he really have?
That's it. Only really like BC. That's why.
Yeah, just like that's good, but I don't think that that's something that I would like treasure so much that I'd run F burst on the suit for. Because like, I mean, this is partially the game state, but also this F burst has achieved nothing.
Yeah, definitely. I think from now on I'll probably start rocking S burst on Montero more.
Yeah, S, and also just like give E some tries, and like when you're actually playing like serious games, like if it's like shuffle or you're just like playing the suit because you want to have fun, like pick whatever burst you want. But I think for serious games, like if you're like scrimming or something, try out E. I can't speak on Banshee as much because I do not play that suit. I don't think I've ever played it.
I think,
but I know a little bit of what it does. I know it's like an install suit that gets perma install at low health.
Yeah.
And it has like really good boomerangs and NTD.
It pretty much plays really well. Okay, that was just me not looking up for sorry, Jackson Kai. It plays it becomes like a really good defense CD, and it has like really good self defense and good OT.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
VCC,
Also,
VCC.
you got up again while you had buffs, which you didn't get punished for, but don't do that. And that was using a lot of boost.
Why did it hit and keep going? That's a high Nina. I don't know. I didn't really know any of those things.
Ooh.
Isn't probably like
Okay.
didn't do all the hits?
Yeah. It might have been that like you got hit when it cut tracking anyway, and so you just went past. Okay.
Hey, Guesheon,
Good self-defense. Shot a little too much, but you had the like running back to your partner and getting cover from full Saber. Which is good.
Hey, Guesheon was trying to aggro me too hard, and Banshee like
Yeah.
really good self-defense.
Because this game is like, okay, that was way too much boost because you're not getting the hit there. Because this game from before when you got hit right there is on a very delicate balance of like who gets the lead. And the lead really comes from like who can like have one person die and then the other fuck off and like save their health situation. Which you killed them both at the same time. This was massive. However, you're not getting another burst this game. And Full Cloth came back with a full F and buffs. Which is like, if Full Cloth is doing a full F with double buffs, doesn't matter who he goes for, he's probably gonna kill you.
This is me like trying to go back in, trying to save Phoenix from.
Yeah, it's like it's dual because Fenix got that burst, and that's why it happened. But it was like, I think if Guesheon committed a little more to hitting you, because there was just no way in hell you get another burst that game, then you lost this game. So I think that was a mistake on Guesheon's part of like target priority.
Do you want to watch the same match but from Full Saber's perspective, or go to the next match?
Yeah, I kind of want to see the Full Saber perspective because I want to just like, for anyone, even if it's like someone who isn't watching their own match but watched this far, like we can talk about why Fenix bursts were kind of good in this game. Yeah, Guesheon. I mean, if it's your chance time when you're in F burst and double buffs, then it's up to your partner to defend themselves, and you're in like the best moment possible to end the game.
I was gonna say this sounds a little bit toxic, but I was a little bit sad that Phoenix didn't pick Hot Scramble. Because I know Phoenix plays Hot Scramble, but
yeah. I think that Full Saber is a like very smart pick into this combo.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Because like a single AC like shreds cloak.
It's a bias to like selfish reason, but I think Hot Scramble Montero is a really fun composition to play. But with
for sure.
with Full Saber, I'll just play Full Saber Banshee. Full Saber Banshee is also really fun, but with and I'm not big on playing Montero with Full Saber.
Yeah, that's a good landing punish. Full Cloth is in double buffs now, so it's kind of like, again, time to fall back, and that was really good cover. Like the like playing a more neutral, like I'm gonna just get the hits with bullets game there is what let Fenix get that burst at such a good HP. It's just a shame that it went unused, right? But what we're gonna see is Fenix is gonna come back and burst immediately, which is what you should always do if you die without using burst and you're the first to die.
Yeah, this is where I
except in the situations of like, let's say for example your Reborns game where it's like, oh well, Full Cloth would come back with a full burst. Like this is Full Saber, as like Full Saber can defend himself. It is, if he gets hit, it is his fault. And this is like, okay, if you are Guesheon here, I think that you finish this down and you should be running at Banshee right now.
Yeah, Guesheon just try to run at me a little bit, but then going back to
like backed off to protect Aria. But like even if you know that like okay, well I think that like the game could end because Full Saber has a burst, right? You did that nuke Oki. Full Saber still has to deal with that, and then like it's on Full Saber to make the decision of do I go for like X1 or do I try to protect Banshee? Because you're both in the same situation, right? Of like the scariest person in the game is on screen on the other team, and my like back is one hit away from death.
Yeah.
And I think you have to prioritize win con.
I think the biggest takeaway here was like Guesheon like fucking like if Full Saber's down, then you got.
Oh, were your buffs out? Okay, that makes it a little harder.
Oh, okay. Also, like my big takeaways were like just doing too much, trying to do too much. Like I'm basically shooting too much and like leaving that little left to like defend out myself.
And for sure, Guesheon, I think that's the better play because again, just like prioritizing win con.
Would you say there were other takeaways for me other than that? Maybe the
I think for like your burst there was kind of bad, as well as think of it in like this way where when your Banshee is a very self-defense heavy suit. Mm-hmm. Like it has big shots, but the main self-defenses are like these incredible entity boomerangs and this like high priority grab melee, right?
Yeah.
I think at the point where you and Fenix were both in yellow health and you're at this permanent install, you are now like the line of defense against full cloth because you have these boomerangs and like melee that can actually hit through like cloth. And so you're like, okay, my job now is that I will never take damage until Fenix has taken enough damage for me to want to move up. Like you have now become the wall.
Okay.
But I don't think that happened. You took some damage and then had to burst on low life, which made the game really risky.
I think that the burst that I did there was like, it wasn't even like it was me bursting just to rush down Aria, trying to get an overcast.
Yeah, I saw the vision of it, and it did make the game work out because you got the double kill. But imagine the world where Guesheon like played that right, and now you don't have a burst for the full cloth that's running at you.
This is me just trying to play passively whilst I wait for NTD to go up. Trying to get
which is correct. And right here, I think that you tried too hard to get a cut, which you didn't get punished for, but
I will say this every time.
Again, full cloth is in buffs, it's not your turn.
I will say every time I see that please save me, I want to go Phoenix and kill him. It's the thing that bothers me so. I hate you, Phoenix. I want you dead. Stop pressing the comms button. Stop spamming please save me.
That's cool. That's cool.
Please save
That's
me.
cool.
Brother, I don't have NTD.
Bro, how? Figure it out.
But yeah, you got the down there and double locked X1, which is great. That's how you play the matchup. Like, you can down one of them and then double lock the other because there are no buffs for full cloth on screen. And now buffs are on screen. And Full Saber actually bursts at a good HP. As long as this burst is just defensive and like damage is not taken, which it looks like that's exactly what happened. Like, excellent burst, honestly.
Ow. Dash straight into
That was unfortunate. But yeah, right here is Guesheon playing the target priority of let's fuck up their health situation right now. I'm going to go after Banshee instead.
Do you remember this was really unfortunate? I tried blocking it and I just... Oh, never mind.
No, that was the one in the final game that you're talking about, I think.
Transformation saved my ass. This is me just boosting to run away. I think that wasn't too great for burst, honestly, but...
It's so-so. Because you did get away, and now you're playing the, like, I don't want to get hit game, which is good. It's just, like, the way you're moving away from X1 didn't really move away in a way that got you behind full Saber.
Yeah, and also use way too much boost.
Yeah. And also, like, I mean, it's tough here. The thing is that, like, another root of these games is how, like, unironically, how well Aria has been handling her health. Like, you see in this situation where it's so hopeless because the path to, like, overcost on X1 is so long. Like, I think that the adaptation that needed to be made was either that you try to put more damage on X1, or that you try to kill full cloth twice outside of buffs. Like, if X1 is actually, like, playing so, like, I'm not gonna take damage defensive, then you need to just, like, run down full cloth in the time when you can.
In general, Aria's playstyle something
Because, like, Guesheon's playing really offensive and, like, taking hits.
In general, something about Aria's playstyles that I'll give them so much credit for is that they're really good at staying alive. They're
For sure.
Yeah, they stay alive for a really, really long time. And some good, some bad. I'll say, like, I know sometimes during their 7 sword games, and they stay alive for too long and get really scared to take life.
Yeah.
How the hell did we end up over here?
I don't know. I think you might have pressed, like, side and, like, changed page.
Okay. So this is like the final game. Or do you want to see?
Yeah.
Do you want to see another POV first?
Go to the final game, and the first perspective I want to watch in the final game is X1 Kai. Just to, like, point out the strengths and weaknesses of this, like, staying alive style. Because it is partially, like, I think, like, weird habit of Guesheon's is, like, taking all this damage and then, like, I guess not habit, but it's just something that happened in these games, is that there was a lot of moments where things could have gone bad if Fenix and Mug shifted win cons to just killing you twice.
I will say something about Aria and Guesheon is that it's a very yin and yang playstyle, where Guesheon is giga aggro and Aria is giga, like, defense, like giga survive.
Yeah.
And that's why when they play against each other, it's fucking like Gundam Seed finale.
Like moments in Noir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Survival. Thank you, Nina.
That burst was bad because you had already been downed.
Yeah. This
is another, like, look at how, like, incredible the health situation is for this team, because, like, that the first death was taken and Aria has not been hit this game.
See, this is where I kind of, like, panic maximize right here. I kind of, like, mentally shut down this game a little bit. I tried bringing back after I died, but I just in general I feel like my brain kind of shut down.
There needed to be a consistent game plan that was either we're gonna kill full cloth twice outside of buff timers, or we're gonna use how little full cloth can contribute without buffs to push on X1. Which I think that there might have been, like, a split focus and just sort of, like, all around panic that just kind of led to, like, neither of those things really happening.
Yeah.
Because now suddenly you're playing for your lives, and then full cloth gets buffs back, and now you're truly playing for your lives. I will say I'd like to see Aria more often do the assist cloak fast fall. There's a lot of doing it with CSA, which is, like, you know, it's fine. But if you're gonna be pressing assist, you should probably, like, you should save your assist to be able to do step assist cloak as, like, defensive, rather than always sending it out offensively or using the slam.
Okay, that right there was what happened with the I tried blocking the nuke. I blocked the first hit, and then I accidentally got a step, and then I ended up getting hit by the rest.
Yeah, because the step removed your invuln. But, like, the major thing that I had to point out that game is that health bar didn't move the entire game. Like, Aria actually had a perfect game where she stayed at 600 for the entire time. because like there was like no like double locking during downtime or like forming a consistent game plan against this team. It was just sort of like we're gonna play suits we're comfortable with and hope for the best.
Yeah, that's why like after this tournament, this tournament kind of like gave me like an epiphany a little bit. Like, wow, I never played Team 3, huh?
Yeah, I think that like shuffle will rot your brain into realizing that in like a competitive setting, individual skill is not good enough.
Yeah, that's why like I've been doing like I do these past few days. I mean, like when I'm playing for my team, I want to do like a team. Yeah, that's like what the hell am I doing? And it immediately ran out of first as well. I've been pinging for Team 3, trying to like also play because like prior to this tournament, you'll see I'm playing fucking like Akatsuki, Shahazaku, those kind of shit.
Also, again, like what happened right there is something that's been happening a few times. You get above them, and then you're boost dashing backwards to try and get into red lock to press your button. I think what you should do instead is boost hop like forward over them. That way, you get a landing while their screen is fucked up, and you can like stabilize whatever the hell is happening. Because like if they're pressing buttons at you while you're pressing buttons at them like that, and you go over them, then they Vernier, and now they have to save themselves by spending boost. Because like being above them trying to attack like that is pretty much always a worse situation because it's easier for them to land. So you need to get out and find a way to land.
Yeah.
Alternatively, you could boost dash in a different direction, or boost hop in a different direction, and hold it a bit, so that you can use the hop to like forward face yourself.
But yeah, like I don't want to make excuses. Like, oh yeah, so this is why I lost. But like these have mostly been like shuffle armies, or like I'm fucking like I'm playing like Sazabi, Akatsuki, fucking just like general shit. Cause like with the new Discord server, I've been like trying to get people to like learn the general basics and shit. We have Rigizzy, and I love Rigizzy. Raphael's like suit I can actually play. But like
I need a fucking pen to X you out right now. Did you just say you love Rigizzy?
Dude, leave me alone.
There's a special place for people like you.
I play Reborns. There's been a special place for me. It's called Hell.
I don't even think that the devil wants the devil shivers when a Reborns player loses their temper. Like,
yeah, but yeah, like that's what, like after this tournament, like I think this day, yeah, no, this is back to shuffle. Was it? Yeah, this is another shuffle lobby. It was this was where we started doing team freeze. Yeah, Kiso like trying to teach me a bit of bail. Hey, we started rocking the like me trying to play more Reborns.
yeah, let me fucking try and fix my console situation so I can actually like hop more in like team free lobbies with Kiso and stuff.
I'm pretty sure.
Full cloth experience, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does play full.
I haven't played him as much in Mbon, but I play a lot of full cloth in the future.
What's wrong with your PS4, CG?
It's just the positioning of like how it's set up in my room, where like my Ethernet cable only reaches as far as like exactly to get to my PC, but my PS4 is a little farther than that. So I have to like set up another table to put my PS4 on so that I can like put in like my Ethernet cable and play on it, as well as the internet on like my PC has a lot worse connection when it's not on Ethernet, so it like my VC becomes like really bad. Like I start disconnecting from VCs when I'm not on Ethernet, and I have it in my PS4 instead.
I see. I was gonna say, for me, I just have my PS4 on the floor. I'm gonna be honest. Like it's not even. It's just straight up on the floor.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that though, because then my dogs would sit on my PS4.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I will try to do some stuff. As for like, what did I say? I think that in some, like for Ambon, it's a little harder for me to speak on this because in OB, Folkloth is an entirely double buffs guy. I think that in some matchups in Ambon, it is worth rotating single buffs. Like full Saber is a guy that, in all honesty, is really hard to push on, as well as like Reborns. But for Reborns, it's a little different because your idea is that you are like taking the opportunity of like being one of the strongest characters when you have both buffs to kill this guy. I think one thing you could do against Reborns when you play Folkloth is try to like coordinate with your teammate a bit more on like the defensive options that Reborns uses, specifically because it's really hard to like count ammos in general, but at least for Gagas, if you see Gagas get used twice and then put on both buffs and run at Reborns, there is definitely like a moment of time where you have the advantage to push.
I would like to do some like
as well as I think that like it, I won't say this as like a like con really. I think that there is also moments where you could use your F burst a bit later into your first buffs on like first life if you're not confident that like you'll survive when buffs are gone.
I was gonna say I do wish I could like do some non-tournament VOD reviews, but I would like the consent of the players and see if they're comfortable with like having, especially like since this has nothing to do with tournament, but I would like to keep strictly.
Also another like suggestion I can just give in terms of like Folkloth things is that don't be afraid to use your like burst. Like if you have like a full burst or a half burst, don't be afraid to use it as your way to survive in no buffs and then come back when buffs are back.
Sorry, I definitely myself and the chat didn't hear a single thing you said.
We're free!
What? What do you mean you're free?
Out of the cave.
Yeah, no one could hear us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, but yeah, now the chat can hear you again. Say, I'm sorry.
No worries. Yeah, I was saying like because double buffs is such a like strong state, especially in Mbon, where like that power difference is massive. It's like you can definitely prioritize being in double buffs over using your burst offensively. In a situation where you either need to save the game or like you're like confident that you can still get another burst.
I can show like one of the matches from the tournament. God, hold on. Yeah, yes. I guess I'll show like the second to last match. I guess the match that you lost in maybe be like better footage to show. Or like to show what went wrong. Because we saw this from the.
Was this the match they lost in, or is this the final one?
No, this is the match they lost in. We saw from Aria's POV, but let's see from Guesheon POV.
Yeah, let's watch from Guesheon's. So, for one thing, you could also move just a little bit closer before activating those buffs. And like something that I noticed in a previous game, as well as this one, is your positioning at the start of the game is really weird. Like you start running right instead of trying to like use your god-given right of being the scariest guy on the screen to take center stage. Like, it's way easier to like, okay, I go to center stage, and whatever direction they went in, I start pushing them towards the wall with my partner. And if they meet you in center stage, then they're asking to die. Also, ADC sucks, but I'm assuming that was an input error. You also probably should have reloaded your main sooner. But that's okay. Now right here, see, this is a situation where, like I was saying, you could have F-bursted there to, like, get a little bit more attention and run away, and then come back when buffs are up. That's kind of one of the situations I'm talking about. Because now you're in the situation where both of you died at the same time, and now your ability to get another burst after this one entirely hinges on this burst being incredibly clean and them not ever getting the chance to hit your partner. And yeah, even though this was like it's just like sort of a like hard decision to make, I guess, of whether to like end that combo early and run at Mug or to like try and squeeze out as much damage as possible. But the thing you have to keep in mind is when your buffs are off in that situation, they have no reason to hit you. They are entirely going to look at X1, which is why you kind of have to treat that as like your moment to win the game. And then once your buffs are over, it's entirely on Aria. So for what you can do there is just like, you have to try and win the game.
Yeah, like, I was gonna say, like, it almost went well, like how like you popped that first and you killed me, and then you tried to put a Fenix in the new Koki bot. Yeah, after like it was too risky.
Yeah, and I mean, with that like first life where I said you could have bursted to run away from full Saber, that is like that's like a personal decision. It's like 50-50 on whether that would have been good or not because of the situation of Aria taking damage. It is kind of tough as full cloth if you're playing 3k 2.5 and your 2.5 starts taking damage, because your overcost is like, you come back with buffs, but you have no cloth, and your F burst is basically just like, that is like the game. So it gets a little hard on whether you decide, okay, you take the life and I save this burst for when I respawn, or like you use that burst to try and trade bursts and like stabilize your health situation. But with how the game was going, when you both died, you basically just have to think about that burst as like, even though you have all that health, you kind of have to treat it as your only burst, because they have no reason to hit you once it's like over.
I think that's about everything. Like that entire tournament. I want to go like a little kind of rundown off of like some of the major things from like the first games. I think game one, like you said, with Gatorade, it was just the big issue in this was autopiloting. I think Gatorade would autopilot a shit ton, not utilize their like the fact.
Not utilizing Deathscythe's like invis moves, kind of like using a little too much of main, not enough of CSA, and not really team playing that much.
Yeah, and like not confirming as well, like using main as like neutral tool, not like a confirm.
Yeah.
With Al, it was a lot of boost wasting. It was a lot of wasting boost and a lot of not like being familiar with Rex's kit. And just like bursts weren't kind of subpar and stuff. In this game, it was up from both sides, from Dr.Thunder and from from Balito. It was ignoring Zabanya. I like I said before, and I'll say again, I got away with murder this game, and it should have not been the case.
Yeah, from those two, it should have been targeting you more, and from you, it should have been not putting yourself in a situation to be targeted more, because to be honest, if they did target you, those games could have gone way different because of your positioning.
Yeah, no, absolutely. My position was terrible. I've got fraudulent ass Zabanya. But also with Balito, it was like just stop gambling on Wave Rider Crash. I get it, funny ass move. We love Camille Badan, but at the end of the day, that move is still a big gamble. And with Dr.Thunder, it was I'm trying to remember, what was Dr.Thunder's thing on Hyaku?
Didn't really use Dodai at all.
Oh yeah, they didn't use Dodai, didn't use Hyper Mega, the launcher, the AC Garo. And oh yeah, another thing with Balito is just not like abusing side VC's assist as well as they could have. Like the amazing self-defense that Zeta has with side VC sub free fall.
Yeah. Let's go through this just a little quick because someone is asking me for a game, so I want to be able to get to that.
With Freedom,
yeah.
I forgot. This suit fucking sucks. I don't know anything about Freedom.
With Freedom, it was just like another case of like sort of unfamiliarity, I guess, of like not using the suit's like movement and shooting tools very well.
Oh yeah, also not CSAs.
Yeah, not using CSA, not doing much PC. For Arios, it was that you are MAing in bad spots, you're using too much boost, and you are firing things not in redlock. For Exia, it was just like kind of like a little bit of unfamiliarity, being able to use your tools in smarter spots and using a lot more BC movement. Strike Noir, please hold CSB. Just do not stop holding CSB the whole game. You must send that out at all times. Exactly. As well as like using your sub more offensively and your AC plus BC more defensively. For these games, it was Fenix wasn't really like trying to take any like positioning with you, and for you it was mostly your macro choice of when you bursted, and just like as a whole for most of your sets against this team, it was not playing the full cloth matchup correctly.
Yeah, I played against full cloth and X1 Kai really poorly.
Because it is hard to push on X1 Kai, but if you're double locking, one of you is probably going to get the hit, and it's kind of hard for full cloth to like stop you if he has no buffs.
With this game, I remember a big issue was just the fact there was a really big scramble on who takes the life first. Exia spent a good amount of their first life doing nothing, and when in actuality they should have just taken the life and done a lot more with it. This game was the big issue was that they let us get away with they gave us the free air positioning. They didn't like punish us for trying to get in. They just gave us free reign or anything and let us 1v1 them to death.
Yeah, that's kind of the summary of that whole thing, was that there was not much team play on how to fight Goof Ignited. You let the 1v1s happen.
Yeah, and we just covered these.
Yeah.
Right. So you enjoy your overboost games, and I shall end this.
What do you mean? I'm playing Mbon. Smile.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, you enjoy your Gundam EXVS versus Maxiboost on games, whilst I
Thank you.
end this video. So.
God, I love full boost.
Hell yes, my PlayStation 3 is playing a very functional version of EXVS versus full boost.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for calling by. I'll see you later.
Hey, bye-bye. And with that, thank you all for watching. I just wanted to do like a little VOD review stream, kind of to like benefit everybody that entered the tournament, even the ones that won, you know, because Guesheon had like questions and shit. The main thing was, like I said, I wanted our newcomers to learn as well. I wanted myself to learn. There was lots of stuff that I was confused on. I'm not really the greatest about reviewing myself, and I feel like I wanted to make it a lot more interactive. So yeah, I had CG, who's someone that's like really good at the game, and like I feel like there were some pointers where if I saw it for myself, I wouldn't have noticed it, but CG, you know, was at times that I feel like, ow, oh, that hurts, oh, please, easy on me, CG. I was like, No, I really appreciate a lot of the criticism that CG gave me. So thank you for watching. I am going to raid my buddy, my Unfi, my long friend Milpy, as they're playing fucking Grand Blue Fantasy vs Rising. Check him out. Everyone has heard of Milpy. Come on. But yeah, you guys have a good one. Thank you all for watching. Wow.